I'm putting the paint where it ain't. Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Yo, this is your host, Demetrius with the PvP, Panthers Prime Podcast. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. What's going on with y'all, man? Yeah, Peso. What's up, my dude, Rashad Ali? What up, man? Good to see you. Hey, what's up, Candy Girl? What up, head moderator? What up, Tri-State? What up, baby? Yo, Donadorian, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. Schizo, what's good, man? Ethan Park. D-Cash, what up, man? What's good with y'all, man? Yeah, Daz, what's up, Daz? I saw your comment. Andre, I saw your comment, Andre. Andre about made me pass out. What's up, y'all? Supernova More, what's good? Yeah, we back. We back. Your boy had a long week, man, but we back. Zach, what's up, man? Said, I can't wait to see what Cam Jackson nose tackle from Florida State can do at 6'6", 328 plus pounds. Dude is a monster. Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that. Glenn White, what's up, man? Hey, Kobe said, glad you're back, PvP. Hey, man, your boy been working, man. I got a lot to talk about. I've been gone for a minute. I dropped one video. Couldn't really get to doing videos this past week, man. I just been so busy with work, but we here. Yeah, we here. We're going to talk about this. Let's get into this right now. All right, man. So the draft was a week from today. And I'm not going to lie, it probably was the absolute best draft that the Carolina Panthers have done in recent time. I mean, just have. I already gave you guys my grade on it. I gave it an A. plus. PFF gave it an A plus, and I know the I see you guys comments, right, and I know the growing claim about PPP is he be flip flopping. Well, let me tell you something. I like PFF, I really do, and shout out to Roadmasters who call me PFF sometimes because I use that. But PFF is good at times, and at sometimes, you have to have context for it. I mean, it just is. We have a term in the meteorological world, because you guys know I want to be a meteorologist, where we'll say all models are wrong, but some models are useful. Every single model that you see is going to be wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. When you look at a radar for 2 days from now, it is in fact wrong. All right. Because where you see those cells at, where you see that rain at, it's not going to be exactly there when it happens in 2 days. But you can get a good taste of the trends of this storm. I'm going somewhere. Just hang tight. I'm going somewhere. You guys are probably like, PPP, what are you talking about storms and meteorology for? Just go on the roller coaster ride with me. All right? Just go on the ride. All weather models are wrong, okay? But some weather models are useful, okay? That's what we say. Now, as it pertains to this draft here, I believe that we hit the nail right on the head when it comes down to the needs of the team, to what the fans were um, basically begging the organization to do, and what I believe the Panthers organization actually had as a plan for themselves all along. We had Dan Morgan on record saying that they'd done a lot of these different simulations, whether it was PFF, whether it was some intricate draft simulator that they have up there on Mint Street, whatever the case may have been, they had that and they did it, and they was doing it consecutively, consistently, over and over again, looking at different variables and different scenarios. Remember, all models are wrong, but some models are useful. I'm going somewhere. just hang tight. Just ride the wave with PPP real quick, because I'm going to get to the ultimate reason of why I'm saying this. All right. Make sure that if you guys haven't done so, we got 78 people watching. Make sure that you hit the like button. All right. Six on YouTube, 12 on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, drop a comment on Twitter. All right. Let us know that you watch it from Twitter. Say Twitter's in the house. All right. Just say Twitter's in the house. All right. Shout out to my YouTube people too. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member, help us reach that goal. I'll drop the goal in a little bit. Okay. But right now we just talking. Okay. Now, all simulations are wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Every mock draft you did, wrong. Wrong, just wrong. Every one I did, wrong. Wrong. Why? Because it didn't happen. It did not happen. Okay? But all mock drafts are useful. Okay? I'm going somewhere. When you look at what we've done, the growing consensus was the Panthers need to go defense, which I beat. I had the hammer, the mallet, and I was beating that drum consistently that we need to go defense with that eighth pick. We need to go defense with that eighth pick. Everybody else, a good portion of y'all need to go defense with that first pick. All right, and we didn't do it. Wrong as ever. Wrong as ever. And then there was a lot of people saying that we need to go offense with that first pick. They were right. We did. We need to go offense, because the Carolina Panthers ultimately is the judge, the executioner, the ruler of whether or not our mock drafts were right or wrong. They are. They just were. They are. Okay. Now, tons of us had two edge rushers going inside this draft. Some had cornerbacks. Some had a couple had a running back. Right. We saw that. Some of you guys drafted Trevor Etienne in your mock drafts. I've seen it. Some of you guys had Restrepo. You were wrong. All right, you just were wrong. Okay. Not a bad thing. You just were wrong. But when you look at as a whole total, the totality of the draft, everything fit the needs of the team. Everything they did fit the needs of the team. We got Bryce Young what he needed. And I kind of broke down who I'm not calling him no T-Mac, all right? I'm going to call him Ted. Ted McMillan is everything that Bryce Young needed in this upcoming season. Why? I already told you guys why. Very rangy guy, right? One that can spread the defense thin. One that has big catchability. One that can find the open zones and exploit them. Just a fearless guy, right? Very, very competitive too, and very confident. Confidence will take you places. I'll tell you that right now. You have confidence. You beat more than half of the people in a room that you go into. If you have confidence, remember that. If you walk into a room with 12 people and you have confidence, you are beating more than half of the people inside that room already. Because a lot of people inside of a room, they don't have confidence, right? They don't come in there with confidence. Confidence is the vehicle that shows other people that you mean business first and foremost. You go in there, slouch shoulders, head down, yeah, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Walk in there, head up, make eye contact. That's what Nalo is. That's just what he is. He has a sense of confidence about himself, which is going to translate over to the football field. Make no mistake about it. Great pickup for Carolina. One that I didn't see coming. One that I did approve of, but didn't see coming. Okay. Now, let's go to our two edge rushers. Remember what I said. All models aren't wrong, but all models are still useful. There was a lot of us that said, hey, we need to get two edge rushers in this draft. It just needs to happen. It needs to happen. Why? Because we cannot get to the quarterback. That was a growing issue. Thank God for DJ Wanham, who came in and lit a spark with Jadeveon Clowney. All right, we start to see that pass rush start to take form and take shape, right? Start to become something. We start to see a little bit of an identity, right? When it came down to the pass rush from Carolina. Okay? So, Princely, Nick Scorton, love them. Love the bend that both of them possesses. Love the fact that they have. Listen, everybody that we got just reeks of confidence. All right. And it's not the confidence that's kind of like flaky, kind of vague, like you're quote unquote trying to impress. No, this is bona fide, real, unadulterated confidence that these guys possess. I mean, it just oozes out. It's not something that's forced, which is something good, which means that these guys mean business when they step on the field out there for rookie minicamp and OTAs and training camp and joint practices with the Cleveland Browns and moving on over to preseason. But I like these guys. Fast motor, very strong up top. The ability to move players, the ability to get off blocks. I've seen it consistently over the past week as I've been, kind of here and there as I've been traveling, looking at tape. All right. So his mom, what do you say? His mama call him T Mac. I'm gonna call him T Mac. You go right ahead. It's Tetaroa McMillan to me. What up, Uncle Quan? Bryce is about to pop off, man. Y'all laugh at me, but I stand 10 toes when I say he's going 4K. Hey, Quan, listen, just for that comment right there, we gonna drop a goddamn bomb. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Quan. And Quan, I'm right with you. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that right after I get done with this. Because I see I ruffled a lot of feathers when I put that up about 3-something this morning. Y'all woke up and I had y'all mad at breakfast. Yeah. Yeah. Some of y'all was mad at breakfast because of what old PPP said. One guy told me, shout out to Notorious, told me that I was clickbaiting. My brother, I ain't got a clickbait. I stand 10 toes down like Quan. Yeah, Bryce Young will be. We'll get into that. Just put dot 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 right there. Bryce Young will be dot dot dot. We'll just leave it right there. I'm gonna come back to it. Yeah, I feel real good. I feel real good doing that. Yeah. But let's keep going. Nick scoring 10 and Princely, I love them. All right, great additions to the team. Now, let's move on over to, I believe, and I may have my draft positions mixed up, but I don't have the actual players mixed up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Just forgive me, okay? Let's go to the next one. I believe it was Ransom, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I like him. He's probably maybe okay. So hear me out. I like Ransom. I do. I like him. I think that he's going to be just wonderful here in Carolina. I probably would have loved to have a cornerback, all right? But I'm still cool with this pickup because I like the way that he plays. All right. I like the way that he plays. I believe he's going to be that in the box type guy where he's going to stop the run. That's cool. I like him. I loved him when I was watching him, up there in Ohio State. I love him. I like him. Okay. He's going to be a good addition right next to old boy Trevon Morig. He's going to learn a lot from that guy. Okay. Next, let's move on over to another guy here who I think is going to make a big impact here in Carolina, which is Trevor Etienne. I absolutely, positively enjoyed this pickup because it kind of flows with the actual model of how this team wants to maneuver. Downhill, twitchy type of runner, quick on his feet, good hips. In my opinion, a good center of gravity, but a low one, right? One that could get in and out of breaks, make defenders miss. Very, very good in small spaces. I believe that this guy here is going to elevate. He's going to elevate, and somebody may not be here in 2026 because of this guy. And if Rico Dowdle goes off, we'll get into that on another podcast. But I like Trevor Etienne. I really do. Now, let's go to the next guy. I'm trying to streamline this because I'm coming up to 19 minutes and I try to be done in 30. I got some more stuff I want to talk about. Mitchell Evans. Man, how many of us said that we needed a tight end? Raise your hand if you needed a tight end. If you said we needed a tight end. Yeah, some of y'all were TWers. Yeah, a lot of y'all were. And I'm so grateful that he did not end up in Carolina. So grateful. Shout out to Nick Tri-State, man, for that members comment for 11 months. He said, like, share, and subscribe. Mitchell Evans, tight end. That's a fact. Mitchell Evans is a from Notre Dame. He has the whole entire package, right? For a tight end. He's not gonna create huge separation. He's not gonna do that. All right. But what he is going to do is he's going to big body, box out, almost like a Tim Duncan type of body frame, high point the ball, little boy you. That's what you love about Mitchell Evans. You love the fact that he's the type of tight end. You throw the ball to him. He has big catchability, big range, just like Tetaroa, right? Big range. Something that Bryce Young is going to utilize, especially in the red zone. Really like this guy. High points the ball. Very good. Now, the last two guys are two guys that if you want to say have your cake and eat it too, these are the two picks that just emphasize that point to 100%. Okay, Cam Jackson was a guy who I wanted so badly in Carolina. I call him Mr. Lay Down, and I'm gonna change the reason why I'm gonna call him Mr. Lay Down. I'm gonna change it up because if you see him coming, your best bet is just to lay down. Your best bet is just to lay down. This guy's motor for a big guy his size is out of this world. His lateral movement, His ability to go sideline to sideline, his ability to to break down on quarterbacks is out of this world. 6'6", 320 plus pounds of massive man. Pause is what we got here in Carolina. And when we're looking at this defensive line, Dan Morgan had a strict, strategic, pinpointed plan, right? Strict, strategic, pinpointed plan. Pinpointed plan, PPP. Pinpointed plan, PPP. Yeah, that's what I'm pinpointed plan, Panthers Prime Podcast. That's what this is. Yeah. It's always a pinpointed plan here at PPP. Ain't no better place to be than PPP. Make sure you hit the like button. We going somewhere, okay? I'm taking y'all on this ride. All right? Nobody else had a better plan for Cam Jackson than us. Why? Because we needed someone to stop up the run, plug up the middle. People probably would have had him at, whatever tech you want to call. He's going to play 0 or maybe the 3. He's going to do those things. All right? He's going to be emphasized in the middle of that defensive line. All right? And I'm just excited about him. Last guy here, Jimmy Horn Jr. Man, listen. I'm going to take my time with Jimmy Horn Jr. Because it's bittersweet for me with Jimmy Horn. It's bittersweet. But I think it's more sweet than bitter. Jimmy Horn is, in fact, a guy who's going to come in, have a roster spot. He's going to affect teams in special team and on the offensive side of the ball. I believe if there's anybody to quote-unquote dethrone my guy, Raheem Blackshear, it's definitely going to be Jimmy Horn Jr. Not because of ability only, but because this guy has a desire to run the ball back. Punt returns, kick returns. He has a desire to want to do it. That's different than being asked to do it. It's different. It's different. His confidence level in returning the ball back is sky high. It's over the charts. It's off the map. It's uncontrollable. And I think he's going to do good. He even said, once I find that one lane, that's it. I think he's faster than Raheem Blackshear. He's more quicker than Raheem Blackshear as far as within a short yard type of distance. And I'm a Raheem Blackshear guy. Like I like him a lot. I like Raheem Blackshear more so as a running back, which I believe the Carolina Panthers will probably utilize him, here and there. But I think return and punt return, kick return, that's locked up with Jimmy Horn Jr. It just is. It just is. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, this guy is, he's different. He has not a first and second motor only. He is a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth. The guy can turn it on and go. It's absolutely amazing. I think that the Panthers actually, man, I'm not going to say lucked up. I'm not going to say that. I think other teams missed out. I'm not going to say lucked up. I think other teams missed out on Jimmy Horn and what he offered based on Colorado and Deion Sanders and the noise around it. Shout out to every team that got a Colorado player. I think it's the Giants, or not the Giants, the Ravens, the Buccaneers, us. I believe maybe a couple other teams out there that I didn't really, pick up on. But Shout out to those teams. Shiloh went to the Bucks. We got to see him probably 2 times a year. I think we play the Ravens next year, so we'll probably see LaJohntay Wester in some capacity if he's still on the team. But Jimmy Horn Jr. is here to stay here in Carolina. I'm going to tell you that right now. He is not going anywhere. Guys, we got 90-something people watching right now on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button for me, all right? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Grab you a super chat. Say it inside of a super sticker, all right? Yeah, do those things. So I'm excited about our draft picks. I already told you guys that he, in fact, gets. And who is he? He is Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan, in fact, gets an A+ for this draft. Now, let's change gears real quick because I want to get everybody up on stage. I got 4 minutes to do it. Okay? All right. Yesterday or this morning, I put up a little note, a little post on the community section, and I said that Bryce Young, in all caps, will be the best quarterback in the NFL in 2025. And it wasn't really a surprise. I knew the comments I was going to get. I just knew it. One person said, PPP, I know what you're doing. And it's diabolical. Said I was doing something diabolical. But guys, listen. I think when you're looking at Bryce Young, and I always tell you guys this one thing. The game of football is complementary. All right? If you have a great defense, your offense ain't going to have to work too hard. It's going to be work to do, but you ain't got to work too hard. Okay? You got a defense that can stop them on their side of the football or on your side of the football field, right? Make the football game yardage wise shorten, right? Say for instance you get the ball on the 40. Guys, 30 more yards, you're in field goal range. If that, maybe less than that. There's more of a chance of producing more points when you have a defense that can get the ball back. Okay? And just looking at what Bryce Young was able to accomplish. See, I'm saying this because I don't want too many people up on stage when I say this statement here, because I don't need it to be misconstrued and thrown to the side and flip-flopped and stepped over and red swarmed and 336'd. Shout out to them brothers. But I want you to hear me out when I say this. The way that Bryce Young utilized the core of wide receivers we had last year goes to the fact of what David Tepper said. Hear me out. He had David Moore looking like he was back in Seattle against the defending Super Bowl champions. You don't believe me? Go back and watch the Kansas City Chiefs game. And I don't want to hear nothing about PPP, the Chiefs, let everybody else run over them. I don't care about everybody else. All I care about is what we did, what Carolina did. Bryce Young had David Moore looking like he was back in Seattle, back in the heydays. All right? The way Bryce Young handled the blitz, trusting and believing in a Tommy Tremble, trusting and believing in a Coker, undrafted guy, trusting and believing in Xavier Legette. Guys, come on. If you can't see the trajectory, that's something that's talked about on the S2 cognitive test. Trajectory, right? Yeah. It's talked about. If you can't see the trajectory of where Bryce Young is going, I need you to go get some of this. It's called saline drops. Go get some saline drops. You go to a Walgreens or Walmart. If you're up in New York, it's at a Dwayne Reed. All right. You may have a Piggly Wiggly in your area. They may be a Publix. If you really in the country, you might still have a Winn-Dixie. Go there and get some saline drops. Clear your eyes. If you can't see that the trajectory that Bryce Young is going in is a positive one that notates, one that indicates, one that surmises that he is, in fact, moving up towards the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the league, I need you to get your eyes checked. Now, with that being said, let's throw it up on the screen. Bow! NFL QB power rankings. All right? Now, let's take this right here with a grain of salt because there are some discrepancies in this list right here. There's a couple. I think the first part of it is probably good, up until you get to about 12, all right? But let's do it. 1, Josh Allen. I believe that's fairly accurate. 2, Lamar Jackson. 3, Joe Burrow. 4, Patrick Mahomes. 5, Jaden Daniels. I believe that's right. Baker Mayfield. Justin Herbert. Yeah, okay. Matthew Stafford. Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't put Jalen Hurts that far, that low, but whatever. Jordan Love. CJ Stroud. Then this is kind of where it gets a little wonky for me. Drake May at 12. Why? Don't know. Dak Prescott, did he even finish the season? Anyway, Sam Darnold, okay, I got you. Minnesota playoff run, right? Tua Tagovailoa, he probably still got a headache. Jared Goff, okay. Brock Purdy, I get it. Kyler Murray ahead of Bryce. Did we not beat Kyler Murray? Did not Bryce beat him? Did not the Arizona Cardinals send a blitz to Bryce Young to where Bryce Young had to hold the ball for just enough time to throw it into the third window that was not even open yet with a linebacker in front of him to deliver the ball to Tommy Tremble in the Arizona Cardinals game? I think that did happen. Anyway, Bo Nix. Why is Bo Nix that far low? I have no idea. Bo Nix should not be that far low, in my opinion. Geno Smith, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward. Okay, we're starting to get into more of the, this year here. Michael Penix, okay. Shador Sanders, all right. Justin Fields, okay. Mason Rudolph, Jackson Dart, J.J. McCarthy, Derek Carr, and the wonderful AR. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Bryce Young should at least be somewhere around about 16. I just do. But behind Brock Purdy on this list. All right? I think you put Brock Purdy ahead of Sam Darnold and Tua. I just think that. All right? But that's the current NFL QB power rankings that came out. Now, I think that Bryce Young is going to be the best quarterback this season. I believe that. I believe that. I think that the way that he came back and played, even in games in which we were down, and I can name a couple of them where he brought us back, and it was kind of okay. We need a little help from the defense. Games where he made just absolutely incredible passes to wide receivers that we can probably deem as of at that time C receivers. I think there probably was only one A receiver on the team last year, which is Adam Thielen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A tier, yeah, A tier, yeah, A tier. But that's different this year. This year's different. Now with a revamped defense, one that's being led by a guy who had a good defense before he came to Carolina. Finally got some guys here that can make some stuff work, right? I'm not absolving Ejiro of what he's done playing so off ball. I'm not absolving him from that, but I'm also putting context to what it is, all right? And we just got to be honest about that as well. Looking at the caliber of players that we've gained from the offensive side as well. I mean, this is a total step up here. Everybody that we got can be a starter and more than likely will be a starter for the Carolina Panthers. I don't see any project players. So, with that being said, with that, I'm going to drop the link. Hey, yo, I'm going to drop the link. Now, y'all, real quick, help us reach our goal of $120 per live and subscriber donations to the Cash App. Cash App is Panthers Prime PPP. Venmo is Panthers Prime 1. All right. Help us reach that goal of 120 per live. Okay. To the Cash App. And links going in the chat right now. Let's take a look at some of y'all comments. I know y'all mad as fish grease with me right now. That's right, big top Mr. Laydown. Yeah. That's a term, that's a name coined by me here. And then spread amongst Panthers community. Yeah. Just lay down. Just lay down. Just lay down. Oh yeah. They're going to. Yeah, they're going to. Quan says it's ironic that mostly our own fans are still doubting, bro. League fans came along with Bryce. Yeah, man. Hey, that's what it is, man. Shallow ain't making Tampa roster. I don't know. He might do it, man. He might do it. Dennis Reynolds. What's up, Mason? I think Bryce has a good chance to be top 10 this season. We'll have to see if Xavier worked on his hands and Ted is worth the pick. All right. Risby said Fat Squad is weird AF, but they just want to be right about him after year one. Absolutely. All right. So let's he said talk about PPP. What's up, baby?
Yeah, what
What
up,
up, man?
homie?
How you feeling?
I'm alright. How you doing?
Hey, man. So I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling, I'm
I'm
feeling, I'm feeling Bryce top 10 this season for sure. Borderline top 5. It's coming.
hey hey.
It's
Listen,
coming.
talk about it. Floor is yours. Talk
It's
about
coming.
it.
It's coming. It's coming. Hey, people got to realize Bryce is getting better, and he's gonna keep getting better, and
Mhm.
that's just straight up what it is, man. He's just gonna keep getting better, and we got continuity on the O line. We got Thielen, Coker, and Leggett, who he's developed, chemistry with. You add in Tet, who Bryce wanted, and my sleeper of this whole draft is Mitchell Evans, PPP. I think he's gonna
Mm,
end up being tight end 1 because he's a very good blocker. I said in the
mm.
comment, he's a better blocker. You could combine Jatavian Sanders and Tremble's blocking ability, and Mitchell Evans is a better blocker than both of them. So I think off that alone, he's going to get a lot more burn, and I think he's going to be a pretty productive tight end in the league. I think he might
Okay.
be a steal. And Jimmy Horn, I know everyone loves Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen ain't going nowhere now, but Jimmy Horn was the Adam Thielen is the Adam Thielen replacement in my opinion. He's gonna
Okay.
learn under Adam Thielen for a year. He's kind of gonna take that Steve Smith role where remember Steve Smith was just returning punts early on in the season. He was in his career. He was electric, and then he developed into a great receiver. I'm not saying Jimmy Horn's gonna turn into Steve Smith. I'm saying that his career is starting off in the same trajectory as Steve Smith. He's going to be a return specialist, and he got serious skills. And I can't
Yeah.
wait for Jimmy Horn. I
Yeah.
can't wait for Jimmy Horn
Absolutely.
to start popping off.
Absolutely. Riz Beast tagline is absolutely funny. It says it's all Unk's fault. God dang. What up, Riz B?
What's good, PPP? What's
How you
good, Nick?
feeling,
What
man?
up, Riz?
Look, PPP. I'm feeling amazing today. Because I already know this live is going to go left, and I just wanted to get in the ground floor before it went left and start
Yeah.
off on the right note. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. On the good foot.
on the good foot, let them come in with their bunions, but we all got pristine feet today. So Bryce is definitely going to be the best quarterback heading into 2025 and 2026. And the reason why I say that is he's he's being doubted mightily. It hurts my soul. Now, see, look, now I got to preach for a second. So it hurts my soul to the core to see our fan base just divided so much. And part of them they want to believe in Bryce, but yet they don't want to believe in Bryce. It's I got to see it till I believe it. Oh, he needs to show more consistency. He has a pattern from years 1 and 2 where he start off the season 0-2 or 0-6 or 0-7. But when you bring up the recency, his most recent play, it's never okay. I see that. I understand that. I get. I can have two forms of thought at the same time. One is he played poorly in his rookie year under Frank Reich and Scott Fitterer as GM, and then he played poorly heading into year two, weeks 1 and 2, got benched. Watch Andy Dalton learn from it, responded from it, and balled out. Did he? Did was he to the point where we can put him over Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, shit, even Jaden Daniels? No, but he was right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that we can see that his most recent play, which was phenomenal for his standards, right? We are only basing him off of himself. Yes, the bar was not very high, but it's high now just based off his performances from when he was put back into the starting lineup until week 18. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
had two
if you
hiccups.
go through his last 10 games, bro, his numbers, you put him up with anyone in the last 10 weeks, bro. His
I,
numbers were as good as anyone's.
I'm right there with you, Nick. But
You know what I mean?
I'm just doing it off of like people like Big Tight. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. People like Big Tight, Leo, B Print, who CJ Hill, Eternal 252, all these detractors that's in the chat. Oh, let me not forget 336, the most diabolical hater of them all. But
All
I
right, you
can
know he
only
go
go off
pull
of
up
what
on you,
Nelson.
Riz.
Man, like I said, Bryce Young is top 10. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh man, Jew Talk Sports, Jew. If you are available to come and represent the Atlanta Falcons on this NFL power ranking here, please come on up, my brother. Y'all, Jew Talk Sports is Atlanta Falcon content creator. Great content creator. Great content creator. Bama boy, was that you with the other hold on.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you. I was trying to let you know, man. I got on a driver because that's just more, everybody call me driver. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm just going to change the driver. I ain't know if you know that was me or not.
I just want to know what was the mindset of whoever made this ranking. Why is Drake May 12th? I
He
don't get it.
could be a Patriots leading
Yeah, or I mean,
NFL analyst.
why
It's
is Drake
possible.
May like? If anything, they should swap Bo Nix and Drake May. I think Bo Nix, Bryson, and even Gino are too low. All three of those guys should go higher. There's
I'm
no way. There's no way Kyler Murray's better than Geno Smith. No way.
Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
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 Okay. I got a phone call just now. Hold on. I got to do it.
But yeah, I don't see numbers, but like I say, I think he's more well.
Red Swan, what's up, baby?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening on this sunny Sunday afternoon? How y'all doing, brothers?
What's
Oh,
good,
Red, we
Swarm? How
Hey,
doing
you?
hey,
good. Doing good, Swan.
hey, make sure y'all
It's
got
love.
y'all garlic right.
It's love. It's love. I hope that Jew will
Hey,
pull up.
that was a hell of a 3-pointer you hit to close out that Piston series. That was a
Yeah.
hell of a
You know,
crossover, bro.
I had to put in the work on him, Nick. I had to put in the work on
Hey,
him.
Nick, but they going down sweeping them.
I don't know
Okay.
about a sweep, but Boston got that.
Oh,
Boston will
Nick's
take
getting
Okay.
that.
swept. Nick's
Oh,
getting swept.
okay.
Hey,
Uh,
hey,
But
hey, hey,
PPP,
hey,
I
listen,
hope
I,
that
I
Jew.
got I got a little thing out there right now for the game. If I hit, just know it's gonna be a giveaway on Monday. You ain't gonna know I hit, but there's gonna be some signs.
PPP, I hope that my good brother Jew Talk does get a chance to pull up because Jew is a lot calmer than I am. He can offer some sane analysis, whereas
Yeah.
I'm
Like
just here for the
realistic.
checks. I'm just here for the checks. I'm here
Oh,
for the
you here for
checks.
the? He offer more realistic, analyst. That's
Well,
what he said.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
Red Swarm is an 85 South cousin, so
yeah, yeah.
he's always welcome. Oh
I'm just
snap!
I'm just here for the checks. I want to see what how much y'all how much money y'all want to put on your predictions. That's all.
You want to see how
Hey,
much
Top
money you put on
Swarm.
10, top
predictions?
five.
Hey, Swarm. You ain't getting me. I'm waiting till preseason over.
Okay.
I'm waiting
Okay.
till preseason over, Swarm. You ain't
Three
getting
three
me, dog.
six. What's up,
Okay.
baby?
I leave it alone.
What's happening, man?
Hey man, I
What's
had
happening?
to throw the siren on you too, cause I saw the comment in the chat. You look like you kind of hot right now.
Yeah, what's your points, PPP? Yeah. What's your points? I'm gonna talk to
I
Riz in a
gave my
second.
points. 336. I
Oh
gave
no, I
them.
got in late.
My points is the Carolina Panthers had the best draft to date, and Bryce Young, with what he did the last, when he came in from week 8 to now, was with guys who we would consider. We only had one real A receiver on the team, which was Adam Thielen. If you want to be totally honest about the situation, and it's starting to look like David Tepper wasn't wrong about what he said about you don't need to have all these guys around him. He's such a point guard. He can make it happen, and we start to see that. So all I'm saying is this: with the acquisition that we got, Bryce Young will in fact be top 10, if not the best quarterback in the NFL in 2025. What say you?
MVPC loading.
Oh
I
man,
love the I love the
well I tell you,
optimism. I love it.
y'all boys is something else, man. Y'all know that.
Hey.
God,
Hey,
man.
PPP, I told you they coming with
Hey,
their
hold on. We got our
bunions.
guy now. We got your boy Tet. We got your boy Tet.
I just have a hard time understanding why
336
we
can't
got to
even
go
talk
so
right now.
far so fast. Why we got to go so far so fast? Why we got to jump so many steps in between?
We
But
got to
we
bust
haven't
the
Why
jumped. We
clothes
can't we
off
haven't.
just
of
be
them.
good?
336.
We haven't
We got to
jumped a
bust the
lot of steps.
clothes
Three
off
three
them.
six. We haven't.
Bro, you just said if not the best. Do you
Okay,
know how many steps that is?
what step did I skip over?
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
I
You
think
skipped
what
over.
336 is trying to say is you're skipping the step of, he's like a top 16 to 20 quarterback right now. He got to get into the top 10 first before he gets to the top one. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what you're trying to get at 336.
Okay.
Yeah, but by the time the season's over, he will be up there. The season got to play first.
My
And what
thing
makes you
is,
so sure of that?
yeah,
Because Bama Bryce is getting his confidence back. If nothing
Facts.
last year has shown y'all is
Blue chip Bryce.
when Bryce is confident on the field, his play elevates. It is just that's just facts.
I mean, it's
Oh my
definitely great optimism. I think if Bryce is a top half quarterback in the league, which is top 16, I think we'll be a playoff team next year. That's just
Can
my
I ask you
personal
guys a
opinion.
question? Can I ask y'all a question?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
Riz.
And granted,
Red.
granted, I already know the answer to it, but I just want to see how much honesty I can get out of the panel today.
Yeah,
So
come pee on our Cheerios, Red.
no. It ain't even about that. It ain't even about that. It's more in line with what 336 is saying, just to get some explanation and to try to see if there's any realism to what y'all are saying. If you can have a real expectation for what y'all are saying. So you say Bama Bryce, right?
Yeah, I would, Bryce. I
Bama
feel
Bryce.
Yeah.
I would.
So you're saying getting back to what Bama Bryce was. So we can all agree that that was college and not the NFL, correct?
See,
Okay. Did y'all remember seeing Clemson Trevor?
yeah.
I remember when he played at Clemson. He was utterly all worldly.
Yeah, he was.
Has he been a top 5 or a top 10 in the quarterback in the NFL?
No, but if there was one point where he could have been arguably top 10 was after his second year when they went to the playoffs. If it was
Okay.
arguable. That was the
Okay.
only time though. But as of
I,
right now, no way.
okay.
As of right now, no
I
way.
agree with you on that, Nick.
Yeah. As of
So
right now, no way, no how.
Well,
so so we could agree, however, though, that he's not thought of as a top 5 or a top 10 quarterback in the NFL just because he was Trevor Lawrence at Clemson, correct?
but he was paid like it.
Well, if
Okay.
real quick, Swarm, if I'm not mistaken, before he injured his ankle, I'm pretty sure Jacksonville was like the 1 seed. Were they not? They were like 8-3 or 8-2, and they were flirting with that 1 seed. And then he had that ankle injury against the Ravens, and their season went to shit after. But
So
like
I
as
want y'all
far
to
as his
I want
play,
everyone listening. I want
Mhm.
everyone listening to hear how they have difficulty in sticking to the question. Now, I'm gonna make it plain again. I said Trevor Lawrence. I didn't say how the team paid him.
Yeah. He didn't play. He did not play
I
well.
didn't
You're
say
right.
that. I didn't
Yeah, he
say
did not
what the
play well.
team was doing
Yeah.
prior to an injury. I said very clearly, has he played or is he considered to be a top 5 or a top 10,
No.
let alone
No.
what this topic is, number
No.
1 quarterback in the NFL?
No.
No, but that's
No.
one example. What's
It's
your point, Red?
ludicrous. It's
What's your
ludicrous. My
point,
point
Red?
is this. My point is this. My point is this. Bryce was no more of a world star than Trevor Lawrence was in college, and he ain't sniffed the playoffs that Trevor Lawrence did in the NFL. Y'all need to
Okay.
stop. That's my point, Riz. Y'all need to
Okay, let me
stop.
ask you something, Red. So now I knew we was gonna go left today. So I'm glad you pulled up today. What is your expectations for one Michael Penix?
He gonna light it up, Riz.
Y'all want me to go there?
No. Now, how do we know that, Nick? How do
Y'all
we
want me
know
to
that?
go there?
Yeah. Come on, what's your
He
expectation?
got the weapons. He got the O line, bro. He's gonna light
Okay,
it up. He's gonna
okay,
light it up, bro.
okay.
So, Riz, I'll tell you this. If Michael Penix remains the starter for an entire season,
Mm-hmm.
and I say that, and I give that same respect to Bryce or any other quarterback because you can't put up numbers if you're injured or if
Yeah.
you're not on the field. So we're gonna presume that we're talking about a complete season for everybody that we're talking about today.
Yep.
So when we're talking about Michael Penix, I expect him to lead the Atlanta Falcons to win a championship for the NFC South this year.
Mm-hmm.
Numerically, I expect his numbers to reflect something like 4,200 yards. Uh, okay, I don't want you to miss what I'm saying, so I'll wait until you finish with your laughter.
No, I'm gonna laugh at you, Red, while you talk, because you
Okay,
talking
just
out
want to
your
make sure I
ass.
don't have to repeat myself.
No,
40,
I hear you
40.
just
Well,
talking out your ass.
tell you what, let me do it again because I don't want to be off. I don't want to be off. Let me see. I
Mhm.
have 200. Wait, hold on. Let me
That's
do this
200.
again.
I just did the math, Swarm. That's
Yeah.
247 passing yards per game, which is very doable.
Yeah. 775 divided by 3 was 258.333 repeating times
Mhm.
17 games.
Yeah.
4391 or 44,392 yards for the season. I have to pull up, and I'm on my iPad, so I can't see it, but I'd have to pull up NFL stats to see what his touchdown to interception ratio would look like. Not good if I just based it off of yards per game like I just
Yeah,
did.
that's the tricky part, right, Swarm? It's like not just the
Yeah,
yards. What's the
yeah.
touchdown to interception ratio?
Yes. But
Yeah.
yardage output, I say 4,392. So when you say what my expectations is, Riz,
Hmm.
that's what it is. But more importantly, to win the NFC South, because I don't he could have lesser numbers, but if the win loss results are there, I'll take it. Because my objective this year is to dethrone the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have fun over here talking trash with y'all, but understand the one goal I have for my team this year is to dethrone the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But that was your goal last year.
It
when y'all
was.
signed Kirk
It
Cousins.
was. It was. And
So,
it should be yours every year too.
but it is. But so let me
Yep.
ask you, Red. So okay, so you say 4,200 yards, and I'm assuming that you're extrapolating that stat from the total yardage that he had in his 3 games that he started this past season, right?
You are correct.
Okay,
And then I
so
multiplied the per game average out by a 17 game season.
okay, and that's assuming that you're going to play 17 NFL teams with defense as bad as Carolina's was last
Mm,
year, right?
okay. So what you didn't hear me say was is that he had 775 yards against Carolina.
No. But he had his most his strongest output against Carolina. Am I not correct?
Yeah, but he had 775 yards in 3 games between Carolina, Washington Commanders. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me get my pup. Carolina, Washington Commanders, and the New York Giants.
But a good chunk of that came against Carolina, right?
Well, you remember it just as well as I do. 300 and something, I think 318 against Carolina.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he had more passing yards than Bryce did, but he still lost the game because Bryce didn't throw for over 300 yards. If my memory serves me correct,
Well, how
in
many
that game,
touchdowns he had, Riz?
Oh, yeah, we know he didn't.
5
We
of
know he
them
ain't throw for
that
300.
Jones.
five of them things.
Hey,
5
hey,
of them
Nick,
things.
Tri-State, 5
Yo,
touchdowns.
5 of them
5.
Jones.
You gotta say it quietly. Five touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
About to get my Booker T on. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5-time WCW champion.
Get this pig.
5 times.
Bryson 5.
What you
Bryson
trying?
5.
But Red, I only asked that because there's film on Michael Penix now, right? Just like it was film on CJ Stroud. It wasn't easier for CJ Stroud going into year 2, so it's not going to be easier for Michael Penix. On top of that, he's not going to be going against a middle school style defense like Carolina was last year, where we just let anything go past us. We blow coverage left and right. You wanna drip a glass of water past us. Yeah, our defensive tackle is gonna let you do that. But that's not going to be the case this year. And that's for every other team you're going to play. So,
hey, Riz, is there film on
Talk,
Bryce?
Riz.
huh?
Is there film on Bryce? Is there
There
film
was
on
film
Bryce
on
now?
Bryce, and guess what? He
Yeah.
shredded that, which is why they
Is there
stopped
film on
blitzing.
Bryce
Well,
from
hold on. No,
from
336.
the last 10 weeks?
But
Yeah, it's
336.
film on Bryce from the
But
last 10 weeks.
336. But hold on, 336. They were using that film when he came back from getting benched, which is why they were trying to blitz up the A gap and crowd the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage
But
and blitz them as
last
much as
year is
they
over.
did, and
The
he
last
made
year is over.
fools of them.
Yeah,
336.
but last year is over.
He
So
he he
going into
he
this
made
season, there's film on
fools
him from week
of
10
the
for
but
the last 10 weeks.
336. But 336, even when they stopped blitzing, he still shredded them.
Chris, he was not shredding nobody, bro. Y'all y'all talking about y'all will put so much extra on what happened, bro. So much extra.
I'm
We can't just say the boy
I'm
played
sorry.
good.
So
You
he
niggas got to
didn't
talk about shredding.
shred them.
Shredded.
So let's do this again.
Shredded.
I'm sorry,
Let's
336.
do
He
this
did not
again. All
shred
right.
them.
Y'all see, I've been trying to leave dude alone and just go into the season, but you niggas won't let us just go into the season. You gotta
I
come
mean,
on
we're in the
here and you
off
gotta
season and we
overhype
don't make
things
these
that
power
happen.
rankings
So
336.
we got
Other
to go
people
back
do.
through this
So this is
again with
content.
shredding somebody. All right,
Yes,
let's go. Let's do
he
this
did
again.
shred them. What
All
do
right, we're
you
gonna do this again. 15
how do you
touchdowns and 9
define what he did
interceptions.
against the
Let's
Falcons
talk about
336?
shredding somebody.
How do you
Let's talk
define what he
about
did
shredding.
against the Falcons 336?
Let's talk about shredding.
How do you
How do
An
define?
you
How
average
do
of
you
define
define? How do you
average
what
define what
he
of
Michael
did
6.3
Penix did
against
yards
against
the
per
y'all?
attempt.
Falcons 336?
Yeah,
Since you
How
want
do
to
you
average
talk
of
about
define it?
Michael
6.3
Penix,
yards per attempt. Yeah, 6.3 yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Let's talk about shredding somebody.
yeah,
Again, we
yeah,
got to do
You
this.
see what he doing, right?
yeah,
You see what he doing. He
yeah.
can't answer the
No.
question,
I'm about to pull
but
up the same. I'm about
he's
to pull
gonna
up the
put
same shit you got,
per
Riz.
yards attempts. Like, come on now.
Oh, Riz.
Get him 336.
That
Riz, that
Red,
ain't
stop it,
all.
Red. Yeah,
That ain't all.
he
That
get
ain't
because
where it
I had
stops
you
at.
on the ropes. He's not getting
Riz,
you.
that ain't where it stops at. Yeah, that ain't where his QBR is 54 from last year. All right,
Okay.
let's talk about shredding somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So 203 yards is shredding somebody. 158 yards is shredding somebody.
Mm-hmm.
219, 191. I mean, you got 298 and 263. Maybe they're 251, where you can talk about really doing something here. But this 158 ain't shredding no fucking body, bro.
Okay. What is your point?
This 191 ain't shredding no. 126 against the Giants is
What
not
what
shredding
what,
nobody.
what is your
And
point,
five
sir?
yards, 5 yards in the
But
attempt.
sir,
Hold on.
That's
Can I
not
say one
shredding
thing?
nobody.
Can
but
I say
hold
one
on,
thing? Hold on,
sir.
Riz, real quick.
Yards isn't everything,
Yeah,
sir.
I was
Because
gonna say he had
No, but it's
150.
all the numbers,
he can
Riz. It's
shred
all the numbers.
Hold on, guys.
It's all the numbers.
QBR is the most important QB stat, and that 158 against Arizona, his QBR in that game was 82.
Nick, his
So
QBR is 54
no, I'm
on the
saying for that
year.
game,
Y'all talking about
as an
individual games.
aggregate,
His QBR is a
336 as
54.
an aggregate of all
54,
the
bro.
games. Like,
That's
come on
not
now.
bad.
Exactly. That's what
That's
you're
not bad.
supposed to do. You don't take one game to say this guy is great. You take
hold
the
on, but that
I
accumulation of
didn't
the
take
entire
I
just
got
one
you,
season.
I
game.
got you, I got you.
I didn't
336,
take
but
just
that,
one
So
game.
that
but that's
QBR for that one game don't matter when you are 54 on
hey,
point
hey,
one
hey,
on the
PvP,
year.
I told you it's gonna go left. You see what they do.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
All
it's
you
gonna go
say
left
right's
because
gonna
you
be
niggas is
good,
lying.
and
Get
they
him,
come
Because
Riz.
out
you
Get him,
lying.
playing.
That's
Riz.
why it's gonna go
But
left.
PPP
Yeah, it's
and
gonna go
Riz,
left
Man,
because
boy,
y'all
let me
are
boy,
let me
boy.
lying.
ask you a question. When you say yards ain't everything and QBR, y'all bring that in. I do want to have a question for you and Nick Tri-State. When y'all and PPP said number one quarterback in the NFL, what how are y'all defining that? How are y'all
Red,
analyzing
his
that?
QBR
I'm
for
just
the
curious. I
damn
want to know.
Dallas game was a 10. Does that
Yeah,
matter?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, his
yeah. No,
QBR for the
three three
Dallas game
six.
was a
Three three
10.
six. They finna lead
All
themselves.
quarterbacks
Watch
have
out.
bad
Watch how
games.
they go off. Watch how
336.
they go off platform and go totally to something different from what
His
I
Red,
just
QBR
red,
in
said.
that
red,
Kansas City
red,
game is
red. You're
hey
an
that
op,
Kansas City
red. Like, come on
Hey
now. You're
Riz, that
just trying to
Kansas
stir
City
the
game
pot.
that y'all love,
That's all
his
you're trying to
QBR in
do,
that
red.
Kansas
You're
City
the
game
op.
was a 46.
And,
Yeah,
and,
his
Riz,
and
I
QBR in the
don't
it
care.
Kansas
was a
City
Yeah,
game was
yeah.
a
46.
46.
A 46. And how much points did we put up in that game?
Riz, I don't care what
We
I
put
am.
up
What I'm
30.
asking
How
you
many
is
did he
how
put
do
up?
you
Let's see.
determine who the
He had
number
one
one
touchdown
quarterback
in
in the
that game,
NFL
PPP.
is?
He was
Hey,
accounting for 6
Not just
points in
by
that
yards,
Kansas
hey,
City
red.
game.
hold on right quick for me.
One
Shout out to Will
touchdown.
Robinson, man,
I'm
for
just
that
asking.
cash app, man. He said, keep up the good work, PvP. Hey, guys, we are only $100 away from our goal of $120 per live. If you're rocking with the channel, rocking with this
I'm
content
sorry.
right now, hit the cash
Strong
app,
back
hit
here.
the Venmo, Panthers Prime PvP, Panthers Prime 1 for Venmo. Go ahead, 336.
Yeah, because we're about to heat up. Jump in that damn cash up because it's going to heat up, bro. 46 versus Kansas City
Oh yeah,
with
it's gonna
one
get tight at the end
touchdown.
of the
He
day.
accounted for 6 points, PPP. 6 points against Kansas City.
How
One
many yards you put
touchdown.
up? How many yards you
6.
put up in that game?
And I
He
blame
put up
PPP because he
263,
started it.
PPP. 263.
Oh, 263.
263. And it's cute.
Mm,
But the stat that
mm.
matters according to everybody is the QBR of 46.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
accounted for
No,
yeah,
6
no,
points.
no, no,
No,
yeah,
no,
you
yeah,
no.
said
yeah,
the
yeah,
stat
It's
that
yeah.
matters was
it's
the
both
yards.
and. It's
Two.
both
You said the
and.
yards
Two.
mattered.
It's both
Who
and.
said
That's
yards matter?
You did.
Yards aren't the only thing that matter, is what I'm
that's
saying.
that's all Nick was saying.
No. Nick said QBR. So I pointed out that his QBR is a 46, just for Nick.
When y'all get finished, I want y'all to answer my question.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What
sir.
by
Go ahead,
what
Mr. Red.
standard are y'all determining this supposed top five, top
Oh,
10,
shit, nobody.
and what Nick and what Riz has been saying is the MVP quarterback, the best quarterback next year. I want to know how I can know at the end of the season if Bryce was that based on what y'all say it takes to be that.
Well, yeah, Red. I think the wonderful thing about your question is it puts the paint where it's not, and
Thank you,
and this
sir.
and this is what I said inside of my opening soliloquy or stanza or the first of the first.
Hmm.
The trajectory of what Bryce Young did the last 10 games is moving in a position to where he will be the number one quarterback next year. Guys, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions the last 3 games. Him actually putting games on his back for us to win, going down, taking the lead in games, man, or trying to. That's stuff that you see elite quarterbacks do. Now with the talent, and his uncle was here, he would say talent. If the talent was there, like how it is
Talent.
this year, You know, next how it was last, the talent that we're getting this year was here last year, and Bryce Young played the way that he played after the benching. Let me tell you something. There's not a team, there's not a defensive scheme that's going to be able to stop Bryce Young. Why? Because we've seen it all this past season. We've seen him blitz him. It didn't work.
Hey, Prime, hold on.
Did you hear what
Hold
I
on.
just said, BBB?
Yeah, I heard what I said.
336.
What you gonna do about it?
Hold on. Can I jump off what 336 said real quick?
The team QBR game was within the last 10 weeks.
Jude,
That 46 QBR
Yeah.
game was
number
within the last
one
10
quarterback,
weeks.
Jude.
All those
Number one.
performances still happened within the last 10 weeks.
Got you.
Better than your do-rag wearing quarterback.
Hold on, Prime and panel. Now, 336, you're correct. His QBR for the season was 54, and that's considering his first 2 weeks, which were an abysmal 6 QBR and 10 QBR. If you
Yeah, but
take
he had another 10 QBR game though, Nick.
and if you go off his QBR the last 10 weeks, it was 66.8, which was top 8 in the league in the last 10 weeks.
He had a 29.6 against Denver.
Hey, Nick.
This is true.
Did
But
you
he
say,
also
what did you say that would be? 56? What did you say it would be?
66 point.
68.
Okay. Hey, PBP. Now, I
Yes,
thought you
sir.
said 56 because I just found something interesting with the number 56, and I want to ask PPP this. PPP, do
Yes,
you
sir.
remember the last quarterback in the NFL to throw for 56 touchdowns in a year?
I don't.
Okay. Has there
It's
ever
never
been
happened.
one? Okay. I think Peyton Manning threw for like 52,
55.
55. Okay. So 56 has never happened. Hey,
No.
PPP, let me tell you how unrealistic your expectations based on Bryce Young the last 3 games, and this is why it ain't gonna happen, y'all.
And then tell us why
Just
Michael
listen,
Penix
just listen,
unrealistic
just
expectations you
listen,
have ain't gonna
just
happen, Red.
listen, just listen, nigga. 10
Nigga.
touchdowns, 10 touchdowns,
Hey,
0
Quantum, we need Dark
interceptions,
Quantum in here, Quantum.
10 touchdowns, 10
What's up, man?
touchdowns, 0 interceptions over 3 games. That's 3.33333 repeating out 17 times
Fuck that. Fuck
over
the Anderson
per
numbers,
game.
man.
If you multiply 3.333333 by 17, that gives you 56.66666 repeating. You
Oh
think you're
yeah.
gonna do that next year?
Oh yeah. Hey, Ray.
Okay,
I don't know if you
I got you.
noticed. I don't know if you
56
noticed what just
touchdowns,
happened.
0
Hey,
interceptions.
Ray.
Lock
I
it
don't know
in.
if you noticed what just
$1 million,
happened, Red.
We
$1
about to
Hey,
million,
Red.
roll.
Hey,
$1 million.
Red.
Lock
Do
it
you
in.
see? Red. Do you see what just happened? We got you in the middle right now,
$1
and
million. Lock it in.
I
That's
got
called the bullpen.
reinforcements
Man.
here.
That's
Quantum
called the
and Will.
bullpen.
What's up, guys? How y'all
Ain't no
doing, man?
What's up,
reinforcement.
Evil
PPP?
Ain't
Physics.
no
What's
reinforcement.
up, yo? How you
Yeah,
feeling, man?
we
What's
put
up?
the
Going
paint
on,
all over
Hey,
y'all
PPP?
face.
hey,
$1
hey,
million.
happy Sunday.
Lock it
Happy
in.
Sunday, gentlemen.
What's
Yeah.
happening,
Happy
Jay? Look,
Sunday,
man,
brother
I'm let you
Will.
know
What's
right now.
good,
You know, ain't
Will?
no Going new on, Red? sky. Happy Sunday, brother.
Hey,
What up,
Quantum,
Hey,
what's
guys. So
good,
What
Vic?
ultimately,
up,
right
Quantum?
now,
What up,
What's going on,
we
my
Quantum?
just
brother?
surrounded Red Swarm. So let's.
Oh, I'm used to it.
Hey, at this
I'm
point,
used to it.
Swarm. Hey, you heard about that 100
The
men versus the
bullpen.
gorilla right now? Swarm the gorilla right now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. We
Swarm ain't no
we're
Swarm the
behind
goddamn
it.
I'm
gorilla.
used to it.
It's 100 men
I'm
versus a
used to it.
caterpillar.
Hey, Red, we got you in the bullpen, my brother.
I'm used to it.
Unfortunately.
I'm used. Like I told him yesterday. When you think
Ain't
of
no
me, think
numbers
of
attached
Man,
to that.
let's
Conan.
Fuck
Think of
that.
T-Cash
Conan.
stupid.
Think of Conan the Barbarian.
T-Cash
I
said, man,
slay
let's
the foe
I
jump
by
hear
him.
you, Red.
myself.
I hear you, Red.
Yeah,
He said
Conan the
Conan.
Barbarian, baby.
Why read
Yeah.
that like Chris
Hey,
Tucker?
with Grace Jones on your side, I assume, right, Red?
You better believe it. A beautiful black queen. You better
There
believe
you
it.
go.
I
You
need me
better.
one of
I
So
wouldn't do
those.
so
it no
Will
other way.
Quantum,
What's
Evil,
happening, brother?
Evil, real quick, man. So my position is Bryce Young in all caps will be the best quarterback in 2025.
That's a bold
I like it.
take.
Hold up.
What say you guys?
I like it for a lot
These
of
are
reasons, PvP. But who
hieroglyphics.
want to go first? I'll jump in afterwards, or I
Hieroglyphics.
can
That
take it
ain't all
however you
that.
want me to do it. How you want
Yeah,
to
we
do it?
just need Howie in here
No, it's
now.
your
That
Go,
completes
turn.
it.
It's your turn.
Yeah,
It's your
Howard
go
is
turn.
the
ahead, Quantum.
trifecta.
My turn. My
Yeah,
turn.
go ahead,
Go ahead,
Quantum.
Quantum. You
Quantum.
better get some
Quantum.
I,
too. You
Quantum, let
better
me
get
say
some
this
too,
real quick
Quantum.
as
Go
you
ahead.
get ready to go. As you get prepared to go, let me say this, Quantum. Nobody
yes,
has
sir.
explained how that's going to happen, though. But go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. By what measure we're going to determine that?
Oh,
But
look
go
at
ahead.
you. Jew said he
Yeah.
about to pull up. Pull up,
Thank you,
Uh-oh.
Jew.
brother
Pull
Jew.
up, Jew.
Thank you, brother
Uh-oh.
Jew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's about to
look,
be
Uh-oh.
one of them
I'm
days.
Conan, baby.
Uh-oh.
It ain't gonna help
336.
much.
It's gonna be wild, 336. But here we go. Here's my stab at it.
Yeah, it's
Here's my
about to be
stab
one
at
of
it.
them days.
So I looked at this wild documentary this morning, man. It had like I know y'all probably saw this, man, but it was like the past like 100 first round picks picked or something like that, and they said were they the best in their class or were
hold on right quick, Corner. Hold right there. Hey, Bama boy, I'm gonna rotate you out just so I can get old boy in here, okay, Bama boy? But I'm gonna bring you back up, all right?
All good.
All right. Go ahead, Quantum.
Yeah. So I was looking at it, and it showed all the quarterbacks of old, and then some of them as of late, and it showed all of the projected ones that were going to do well. Like they showed Ryan Lee. They showed every draft from like 1971 or something like that, all the way up to this past draft. And they showed all the quarterback heavy drafts. They showed the one where I think it was 97 or something like that with Peyton Manning and Ryan Lee. Then they showed a few more with a couple of the quarterbacks that were projected to be better, but then the quarterback taken with the 32nd pick was even better, like the Aaron Rodgers draft and Alex Smith. They showed that one. And so I'm only referencing that point to show that history sometimes it can repeat itself. And then at certain times it can actually do something totally different. What I've witnessed here is I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but there was a press conference Bryce had like yesterday or the day before, or whatever this was, when they were like, they showed up late or something. He was trolling the press, asking them why did they not want to come to work. And I thought that was hilarious because a year and a half ago, Bryce would have never said anything like that.
Talk your talk.
He would have never had that level of confidence to address the media head on because they would have threw eggs and tomatoes at him had he done that a year and a half ago. But now, I believe the worst thing the league could have done, and thanks to Red and his wonderful squad of the Atlanta Falcons, they gave him opportunity to showcase this last game of the season last year. Now you're going to see a confident Bryce. That's scary, man. A confident Bryce is going to come out throwing the ball with confidence. And you give him Tataroa McMillan? You give him that guy? And you give him Quantum. Hold on, 336. I give it to you. You give him
let Quantum get a sermon out.
Yeah. You give him Rico Dowdle, another proven 1,000-yard back, and Trevor Etienne. Okay, you give him a much improved defense, which means Bryce will be on the field more time versus last year. You give him a Jimmy Horn Jr., a deep threat that can get open anywhere on the field. And you mean to tell me this is not going to pay dividends for a guy that showcased, I want to say 6 touchdowns in the last game of the season, but we'll say 5 just for added measure. But you give a guy like that threw a no-look pass in his very last game to showcase his ability moving forward and what he is capable of. I'm telling y'all, mark my words, 336. You remember I said this? Bryce going to eventually get us to a bowl game. I'm pretty sure of it now. And I'm going to say it this way. Because you guys,
you said he's gonna get us to a what?
He gonna get us.
You said a playoff game, right?
No.
You said a playoff game.
A Super Bowl.
Yeah, a playoff game. I agree.
We are going to get a Super Bowl with Bryce Young. I promise you that. Now you look now.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I heard it.
It's coming to Carolina.
See, I'll be before the Falcons get there.
Don't say I didn't say it.
I'll be trying to save y'all from y'allself. See, that's what I realize.
I'm trying to tell y'all,
I can't
man.
save everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't save everybody.
Don't say I didn't say it.
Yeah, I'll be trying to save niggas from themselves.
All right.
And Quantum out here walking with his shoes untied, and I'm trying to tell him, you about to trip and fall on your face.
He got him tied.
Yeah. But niggas don't want to hear it. So go ahead, Quantum.
Okay,
jump all the way out there.
Let me ask y'all a question. I'm jumping, man, with a parachute and everything. Look, the Bryce Young that y'all saw that was unconfident, you saw what that guy yielded, right? But what happened when the confident Bryce Young showed up? Have you seen anything worse than that since then?
He became an average quarterback when he got quote unquote confident. He became average.
Well, wait a minute. The numbers don't yield that. The numbers said he had over 100 passer rating the last 4 or 5 games of the season. That is not average.
Three of his last games, he had over 80 QBR, with one of them being 94.
Preach, Nick.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's average.
Hey, Quantum, ask me how many games CJ Stroud had over 80 QBR last
year.
How many?
It was not no 8.
Thank you.
He had a 10. Man, y'all be lying, man. This is what I'm talking about.
What's up,
I'm talking about.
Hey, what up
What
to
you
everybody in
doing?
the panel? What's up, PPP? What's
What's
happening?
up,
Y'all
Jew? What's
better
up, my
guard your
brother? How you
mess.
doing,
More
man?
What's happening,
vampires in
brother?
there.
Hey man, good man. I had to get the back of my boy Red, man. I hear
Yes, sir.
y'all here
Yes,
tweaking.
sir.
Y'all here
What's up,
tweaking.
brother D?
What's
And we
going
about to
on?
put it on his back, Jew. Yeah. We about to rip Penix
Yeah.
do-rag off and hit y'all straight in
Yeah.
y'all
The
back.
voice,
So,
the voice
hey,
of
hey,
logic and
PVP,
reason.
I want
Thank you, Jew.
somebody to debunk my statement that I just made a few minutes ago. Somebody please tell me if I'm
Quantum,
tripping.
I just
Because
did.
you better
I just
be
did.
lucky. Listen, you better be lucky that I can't come down to training camp this year and call you all out who are not qualified to comment on Bryce this season.
Quantum,
Say that again.
Quantum,
You better be lucky.
Quantum. He had a
Yes, sir.
60 versus
Better be
Tampa Bay.
lucky.
You better be lucky.
All right?
Hey,
You better
Quantum.
be lucky.
What
Yes,
are y'all
sir.
Quantum.
talking about?
Can I
He
ask
had
you a
a 60
question?
versus Tampa Bay. He had a 10 versus Dallas.
Hey, Quantum, can I ask
Okay,
you a
he's not
That's
question?
not
accounting for
an
one
80
bad
in the
game.
last 3 weeks.
Quantum.
That's
Quantum.
not an
Can I
80
ask
in
you
the
a
last 3
question?
weeks.
Can I ask you a
Go ahead,
question?
Red. Yeah.
Aren't you happy that you don't get to go to training camp this year?
No, I'm not.
Okay, and let me tell you why you should be.
Red, don't ask
Because
no
I
dumb
remember
questions
listening to
now.
you.
Come
Well,
on
hold
now,
on, hold
Red.
Red,
on, hold
that's
on,
we
hold on,
about to
hold on.
make the
Hey,
dumbest
Riz, I'm
statement
talking.
ever,
Now,
Red. We're
wait,
doing
I waited
renovation, Red.
patiently,
Come on
and
now,
and
stop it.
All
Quantum
right,
said
go
Stop
ahead,
it.
he
Red. Go
wants.
ahead, Red. Go ahead, Red.
Thank you, PPP. Quantum, you said that if people who did not get a chance to go, they weren't qualified to tell you about Bryce. But I remember you telling people last year you were
Uh-huh.
qualified to tell them about Bryce, correct?
Yes. More
Were
qualified.
you accurate in the first 2 games? I rest
I
my
don't think
case. Go
I
ahead.
think I no no
I
no no,
rest my
no.
case.
Let me answer. Let me
I rest my
retort. Let me
case.
retort.
I
And we
rest
got to
my
Hold on.
get
Let me
that.
case.
retort.
Hey, Quantum, we need that
Let me
license,
retort.
player.
Hold
Yeah,
up.
we need
Hold
that
up.
Yeah.
Let me
license.
retort. Let me retort.
Yeah,
Hey,
revoke.
now I think
Revoke.
I was still qualified, and I still
And
think I
keep it
made
a
an
hundred
accurate
now. Keep it a
assessment.
hundred.
Oh, I
I
am.
said
I
the
am. But
first
listen,
2 games.
I'm
I
a,
said
I'm
the
a,
first 2 games.
I got you. I got you, Red. I think I was qualified, and I think I still made an accurate reading based on what I saw. But he didn't come out with what he's supposed to came. That wasn't my fault. Hey, it ain't my fault the brother didn't come to play. But I
I
know what I
got you.
saw in the training camp.
I got
Facts.
you. I got you. So
Not my fault.
Facts.
he
Hey,
had to
Not my
wait
Quantum.
till he
Hey,
fault.
got up on.
Quantum.
He had to wait till
Hey,
he got up
Quantum.
off the
Your
bench to
license has
get his
been revoked.
confidence. I get what you're saying. I get
Not my
what you're
fault.
saying.
Yeah, your
Not my
license has
fault,
been
brother.
What's
I
revoked,
all
know what
man.
I saw.
Yeah,
Hey,
Bench.
what's all this Bryce
Bench.
hate
revoked.
about, fellas?
I'm
Hey,
reporting
Will,
on
Will,
what
talk
They,
to them,
they,
Will.
I'm reporting on
No,
hey,
what I
no,
Will,
no,
saw,
no, no,
is
no.
and
You're
it
not
hate.
finna do
and
that.
it's
Is
See,
deep
Will,
big
hate.
you're not
facts.
finna do that. What's
Will, what's all
happening
this
here
Bryce
is
love
we
about is
got
the
people
question that
trying
I
to
have.
overdo what Bryce did. It's not about hating
Exactly.
them. They just make me have
Exactly.
to pull up the numbers when they want to overdo it.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't want to
Understood.
do
so
dudes like this.
I agree. I agree that
Will, they
sometimes
make me do this. I don't want to do this. I be trying to
we
save them.
I hey, I'm a Bryce Young Glazer. I'm telling you right now. You know that I am. I'm unapologetic about it, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is anything those first 2 games of the season, I blocked that out my memory bank. You want to know why I do?
Because
Talk
it's
to him.
Yeah.
traumatic.
Because
Traumatic.
that,
That's what we do with
hey,
trauma.
hey,
That's what
hey,
we do with
hey, can I,
trauma.
hey, sir,
You asked a
sir,
question.
sir.
You said you want to know why I do. I
Let
said
him
because
finish
it's
his point,
traumatic.
Red. God damn.
No. I blocked that out. I shouldn't have to do this, but I have to give out mulligans for those games for a couple of reasons. One, for the rookie season that he had, and then the overall performance of a new system, new coach, all that stuff. However,
You hear this Jew talk?
when you look at now, it's not making
Wow.
excuses. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying what I think, right? But then when you look at the last set of body of work, the last 9 games, he showed what the
Scout.
potential could be, right? The
It's
last thing I would
embarrassing.
say is how the heck can we make any kind of assumption on a quarterback that played 3 games last season? That's
Mm.
that's
Oh, man.
that is
Here we
Say that
go.
again.
absolutely
Mm.
absurd.
But
That is
Will, he said he
Mm.
gonna
absolutely
throw for
that is
4,200
absolutely
yards.
absurd.
He
I
gonna throw
can't
for
say that he's
4,200
not going to
yards.
be great. I can't say that he's going to be great. You glazing him.
Mm. Yeah, let me put Jew in the middle
So
real quick.
Oh,
Yeah. We about to
oh,
lump Jew in.
We about to
Yeah. Let
rip
me
the
oh,
put
this
him in
band
there.
getting
off do
crazy.
rag
Y'all
today.
ready for this
Hey,
Yeah.
retort? Are y'all ready for this
so
retort?
Yeah, come
now
on with
this
it.
is why we're going to the playoffs.
here's
Hey,
what I would tell you. Here's what I would tell you. Here's what I'll tell you. I believe that Bryce is going to take a massive step forward this year. I don't know if he'll be the best or not, but he has everything he needs, and if Bryce has everything he needs, like we think he does now, he should take a massive step forward, and I have confidence that he will do that, and you can't shake me on that.
Nothing wrong with
So
having
what
that
if he don't?
confidence, Will.
What if he don't, Will? Then
I
what?
see two reasons on the
If he
screen
doesn't, okay,
why we're going to the playoffs. Two reasons.
So let me give you the inverse of that. Let me give you the
You'll be
inverse if
right
he
at the
doesn't.
Hold on, let me
336 is what
preface
y'all
this.
want. You'll be right.
Just let me
PPP,
preface
you
this
gotta
statement
let
real
Jew get
quick.
in here because you know he don't do this.
Yo, hey, look, man, I was gonna let Will finish, but I seen a lot of reaching going on. For one, I seen the number one quarterback, and PPP said, "Yeah, I said it." So when it comes to Bryce Young, I do think he has a chance to be a top 10 quarterback, but to say he's gonna be the number one quarterback, if y'all put that list back up there for me, the list that y'all had up there, I seen some quarterbacks that was sitting there that should have been higher. One of the guys that I see up there is the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts. How is he below a guy like Justin Herbert, who hasn't won a playoff game? Matthew
I agree,
Stafford
Jew.
was
I
one
agree,
game
Jew.
away from the dang on NFC Championship game. He should be over Baker Mayfield. Let's be real. So this list that I'm looking
This
at,
list is wrong. This list is horrible. This
yeah,
list is horrible.
I'm
This
shaking my
list is
head at
horrible.
this list. Now, Michael
Trevor
Penix,
Lawrence got playoff wins. He should not be that low. Trevor
right,
Lawrence shouldn't even be that fucking low.
Baker
Even
had
if
a
you know
huge
what I'm
season
saying.
though.
right.
Come
Like
on,
Michael
man. Come
Penix,
on.
this is what I'll say about Michael Penix versus Bryce Young. Michael Penix has the physical tools. So he has a stronger arm. He's a more
Oh.
accurate passer. We all know that Bryce Young is about
Whoa.
5 foot nothing. So all of that
Oh.
plays a part in playing the quarterback position. Now, do I think
Oh
Bryce
my!
Young look
He's
better?
not more.
Do
He's not
I
more accurate.
do
He's
I
not
no?
more accurate.
Wait,
He's not more
hold
accurate.
up now. Hold up now. You
Let me
can't just
look. Let me
you
finish.
can't
Not
just
more
say
Let me
accurate.
Penix is more
let me
accurate.
finish my
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
statement.
Let him
Let me
finish.
finish my
Let him
statement.
finish.
Let me finish my statement. Let me finish my statement. A lot of people are looking at what Michael Penix did in that 3 game stretch. You really can't take that 3 game stretch. I went and looked at Michael Penix numbers. He only completed about 58% of his passes. That was because he had no chemistry with the guys he was throwing the ball to. If you go look at that interception he threw against Washington, the guy breaks inside, he throws the ball outside. Easy interception. That kind of stuff won't happen this year consistently because guess why? He has the whole training camp to work with these guys. He has the whole offseason to train with these guys. We know that the second string, third string quarterbacks, they really don't get any one reps like with the ones. So Michael Penix, a lot of the stuff that you've seen, if you go look at the 3 games he played, he continually progressed and got better. How y'all talking about Bryce Young? Because he had the time on task with those guys. So Bryce
Hey, Jew.
Young, yeah, go ahead.
Jew.
Go
One
ahead.
question for you. You said that he was more accurate than Bryce Young. Hey, PPP,
Yes.
did you know? Can you tell us what Bryce Young's completion
Can I say
percentage
something?
was the last
Can I say
half of the
something?
season compared to what Michael Penix did in his starts? What was the completion
No,
percentage of
Quano,
Bryce
you
Young?
can't do that. You can't do that. You
No,
got to do college because Penix has only played 3
college.
games.
Oh,
Listen what I'm
college.
saying. You got to do college because
Hold
Penix
on.
has
Hey,
only
look,
done
can I
3
say something
games.
though about
So
the
even
Penix
in college,
situation
Penix
versus
wasn't
Bryce
more
Young
Bryce is
accurate
still
than
have
Bryce. I
what?
don't know
Say
where you
something
got that
quickly.
from.
Can I say
Who
something?
me?
Yeah, he was not more
No.
accurate. Penix was not more accurate than Bryce Young in college,
I
bro.
know that. I agree with you.
He,
3 That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Where do you get that stat?
I don't know where
That's
you
not.
got
That's
more
not.
accurate.
So,
They're not
so
even on
I,
the same
Can I
planet.
say
They're not
something?
even on the same planet, bro.
I'll tell you guys this. Look, I'll
Not
tell
the
you guys
same
this
planet.
because I'm a fair man. Let's have this conversation later on in the year, like at the end of next season. I guarantee you guys. Listen to my words. What day is it? May 4th, 2025. Come to my channel. Jew said that Bryce Young will not have a better completion percentage than Michael Penix Jr. this coming
I'll bet
season. When
that.
they both get
I'll bet that.
17 games,
Brother.
come
You
back
sure
to my
about that?
channel. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull
I'll
up
say
on
less. I'm gonna
PPP.
subscribe.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up on PPP and I'm gonna say, y'all remember when y'all said last year on May 4th,
Brother.
2025 that he was more accurate? I
Brother.
guarantee he's not gonna be 58% passing.
I
Y'all looking
think
at
you're
the
cutting
3 games.
yourself
Like I
up.
said, it's not a big enough window to compare. But Bryce
My
Young,
brother.
he's on
But
his
that's why I
way.
compared.
He's on his
But
way.
Will,
He's on his
Juju,
way.
say
that's why I
My
this.
brother.
compared him to college.
Bryce is way
That's why I
more.
compared to
Come on,
college.
man.
Man.
I'm gonna say
You have
this. I'm
to.
gonna say this.
You compare the college stats.
I'm gonna
Bryce
say
is
this.
No,
still leaps and bounds ahead.
I don't look at college stats. The reason I don't look at
That's
college
all we're
Well,
gonna
stats,
go off
how are you
of.
defining
Bryce
how are
Young
you
might have
defining
a
this then?
higher
Oh, y'all not hearing me out. What
completion
did I say?
percentage
I
yet.
said let's take 17 games this coming season because we planned that both of the guys are gonna play 17 or play a full season. If they both play a full
Yeah, I
season, we're
understand
gonna have
that.
this conversation.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now you're the one that's saying the accuracy is better on the Penix side than Bryce. So we go back and pull
Yeah. So
stats
how are you
based on what we have right now.
defining that?
How are you going to just put it off to next season? No, you have to
No,
come to some conclusion with some kind of
you know,
empirical data. So
you know,
what are you using
you know
empirically
how
to make
how
that
I come.
assessment?
You know how I come with that assessment? Because
How?
all of the quarterbacks, if you go look at the quarterbacks that's played at Alabama and they're throwing to all number one receivers, Judy, all of the guys he was throwing the ball to, it's no comparison. Like, go look at what's the quarterback that was with the Patriots, Mac
But,
Jones.
but
Everybody
that's
swore down that
hold on,
Mac
hold on.
Jones is
That's
it.
what he
Mac
hasn't
Jones is
done.
good. Hold on, let's hear me out.
But but
Everybody told me that Mac Jones was a good quarterback because he played at Bama. He was completing passes, but he was playing with a bunch of number one receivers. What did he do with the Patriots? Was that completion percentage the
but
same?
but
Go look at his
that's
completion
Bryce's
different
percentage.
though.
is.
Look it up.
Year he
Bryce's
played good.
completion percentage is still the same in
His first year was
NFL.
good though.
He still has a good completion
It
percentage.
doesn't matter.
Still. So
It
you
doesn't
haven't really
matter
made
who
your
you're throwing
argument.
the ball to. You still have to throw an accurate ball.
No, no, it does
You can
matter.
be
It
throwing the
does
all
matter.
world.
No,
You can be throwing
no,
the all world receivers and
no,
throwing
no, no, no.
inaccurate passes.
No,
Hey
it
Jew.
matters. It
Hey,
matters
hey
because
Jew.
guess what? If I throw the ball to you, you drop the ball,
Jew.
that goes on my completion percentage. So you can't say that it doesn't matter who you're
Hey,
throwing it to. Because some
hey,
guys like
It
Megatron,
matters. No,
Drake London, they can go up there and snag the ball. So it could be an inaccurate pass, but they
hey,
catch it.
brother. What
That
I'm
goes on
saying
my
is,
completion
it does
percentage.
hey,
matter
That
who you're
matters.
throwing the ball to, but you still have
yes,
to
it
throw an
does.
accurate pass. Is what I'm saying. You
Jew.
can throw an
Hey Jew.
inaccurate pass to the best wide receiver, and they're not going to catch it.
Hey
I'm not
Jew.
saying
Do
that.
you
I'm
It
not
do you
matters
saying
to
that.
see
some degree.
Hey Jew, let's question for you. Do you see the icon that was just talking to you right there below me right here on the screen? Do you see that icon? You know who that is?
Who are you talking about?
You see that icon,
You
336
talking
Rush.
about
You see that icon?
what about him? What about him?
Do you see it?
What about him? What about him? I see it.
Do you know
What about him?
do you know who that is?
It looks like Tech. Is that Tech?
Nalo, that's
Is that
Nalo.
Do you know
Nalo?
what that
Okay.
means? Do you know
Okay.
do you know what that means? Do you know what that
What
means right
what's that
now?
means? Educate me.
It
What that means?
it means that means an even better completion percentage than last season. That's what it
Talk
means.
to him, Quana. Talk to him.
Well, I'll say
Even
this.
better.
Listen, hear me out. I'm glad you said that. So tell me who has better weapons. Does Bryce have better weapons than Michael Penix? Because y'all said
Yes,
weapons
sir.
don't
Yes,
matter.
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yes.
So hear me
Yes.
out. So
That's such a
hear me
tough
out.
debate.
No, hear me out. So I don't want to hear no excuses when I show up at this time next year and say, at the end of this season, when Penix is sitting there with a better completion percentage, I don't want to hear, well,
Okay,
he
then
had Drake London and he had Pitts and he had all these guys,
yes.
Mooney. We have better weapons than the
You
Panthers. So
better, you better
You're out of your
hope,
mind.
it's
hope
not,
that Pennis got
it's
enough
not,
time to throw that ball this year playing Carolina. You better hope that.
what you
No,
talking about? We have one of the
See
best
it. I see
offensive
it.
lines in the league.
You better hope that
Y'all better
Pennis
help
got
that
more
Jalen.
time. You better hope he got the same time he had last year.
Listen
Yeah, you
though.
better hope that.
Hey,
Penix
you
has
better
been
hope that
through.
Jalen Walker, the guy that you
Hey,
wanted, is
hey,
not
the
all over your
strength,
boy.
the strength. Hold
You're
on.
right.
Can
You're
I
right.
ask
You're
the
right. You're right.
Falcons
You're right.
fan
You're right.
something?
You're I'm gonna have to
Can I
Jalen
disagree
ask
with
Walker
them?
you.
Can I ask
and
the people
Pierce
something?
Jr.
My brother.
All over Bryce Young
Hey
tail.
guys.
We got
Yeah,
two.
you're right,
We got
Jay. You're
two
right.
studs coming off the edge.
Hey,
Come
hold up,
on,
hold up. Hey,
man.
Red, you better rescue your guy because I'm about to get on him. Hey,
Get
listen,
You
me.
can
man.
Come
try.
on, man.
You can try Quantum, but
I can
Quantum,
try.
I'm gonna tell.
Red, you
I
know me
am gonna
now.
tell
Come
you one
on.
thing, Quantum.
Can't
Quantum, I
say
think
that,
in
boy.
your mind you make better points to yourself than you do to the people that's listening to you. But go ahead,
Say
bro.
it again, Red. Say it again, Red.
Oh, I like that,
Say
Red.
it again, Red.
Let me ask you a question. Where were you during the draft coverage when we were all having conversations? You were hiding somewhere. We couldn't find you. now, let me get back on your guy. Check this out. My brother, Michael Penix is a talented quarterback. You guys have a pretty good roster. You have some good spots. You have some good receivers. You have a couple of good
Hold
guys.
on,
But here's my
Quantum.
thing.
Before you move forward, I want to hear
Yes,
you
sir.
say that the Falcons have a better roster than the Carolina Panthers.
No,
Is that
sir. No,
correct?
No,
sir.
no,
No
no,
blasphemy
no,
over
no.
here,
Is that
sir.
Absolutely
correct?
not.
And you
No
can put
Absolutely
blasphemy
not.
over
numbers
here,
to it.
sir.
And by the
Absolutely
way,
not.
Okay.
we
Okay.
can
Absolutely
put
not.
numbers to it.
Hold
We can put
on.
numbers to it.
Hold
We can
on,
put
Red.
numbers to it, and
Hold on.
that's just our opinion.
Last year,
Yes.
Hold on,
yeah.
Red. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase with Quantum because I don't like doing
Yeah.
a whole bunch
Thank
of
you, Jew. Thank you, Jew.
ifs and buts and Quantum.
We
So
don't use that.
are you telling me that the Carolina Panthers are gonna have a better record than the Atlanta Falcons this coming season?
Yes.
I believe
That's
so,
what it's
yes.
about. It's about wins and
You
losses.
guys, I believe so. And let me tell you why. First of
Okay.
all, okay, your coach, I don't think he manages offensive talent very well. I don't think so. From what I've
I
seen
agree
Raheem
with you.
Morris,
I agree with
I don't think he knows how to. He's not a quarterback whisperer. Okay, so you guys have a talented quarterback, but can you get the best out of him with that guy? I don't think
that's
so.
That's a good question.
You're not going to get better production out of your quarterback with your coach versus our quarterback with our coach. That's a fact. I guarantee you that. And you add in all these guys, all this new weaponry that we just gifted Bryce with. You add in Jimmy Horn. Now, you guys got some good coverage, though. You guys, Jimmy Bates is the man. I like him. He's good. But I'm telling you, man, look, with that improved defensive backfield that we have, the improved defensive line, all these new – you ain't running on us. So Bijan's going to have a hard time running up on Cam Jackson. That ain't going to happen. Forget that. If he gets anything, it's going to have to be on the outside, and good luck if he can get that. So the running game is going to be a little bit more stifled than it was last year. So I'm looking going towards what we did to improve, the fact that our quarterback has a full year in the system with the same coaching staff and the same playbook that he's never had that before with Carolina. Man. Now you're going to get a look at a new and improved, confident Bryce Young with more weapons, with an improved play, with more time in the offense that he didn't have prior to this season, okay? You add in a couple of new weapons. You add in a new philosophy, a new outlook on the way he plays the game. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be the same. If you guys in Atlanta think y'all going to run up on us this year, I'm telling you, it's going to be much, much better.
Let them know.
Not going to be the same.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Quantum. I think we're gonna run down on y'all boys. Like,
okay. Let's
listen, hear me out. No, hear me out. See why I'm saying that. I don't just say stuff to say stuff. The reason I feel like we're gonna run down on you guys is because if you go back to that game that y'all are talking about, and I said it in the chat, if PPU want to pull it up, I give Bryce Young credit for that 5 touchdown game, but y'all beat us in overtime. Six touchdown game. But my thing about that game is, what was the problem in that game? It wasn't Michael Penix. We were scoring at will on you guys. The problem was the defense, and we fixed the defense. That's all we drafted was defensive players. So I really feel like the problem, it was never Penix. It was never off. Even when we had Kirk playing against you guys, that first game, and Kirk could even push the ball down the field. Like a lot of people look at our offense. You made a statement about, well, our head coach knows what to do with the quarterback. I agree with you. What I disagree with you is that Raheem Morris don't have nothing to do with our offense. We have Zach Robinson who's running the offense. And he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the problem.
He has nothing at all to do with our offensive play calling.
And that's the problem. You don't want your head coach understanding the other side of the ball? That's
it's not that he don't understand it. Well, Raheem Morris went wrong, and you can hear me. No, you can hear me. You can hear Mad Mike. All the guys that talk about about the Atlanta Falcons. What went wrong last year with Raheem Morris is the timeouts, the game management. That's what went wrong last year. The game management. It wasn't that he don't understand offense. He don't understand defense. He didn't know when to do.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you one question. Did you happen to see the post presser after that game with your head coach standing at the podium?
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Did you remember it?
Seen all of them, and that's why I said if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, he'll be fired. Trust me. And Terrafano will be out the door. If they don't make the playoffs this year, they'll be gone.
Hold on. Now we're going to dissect this. Since you wanted to go hand for hand, tit for tat, we're going to dissect this, brother. We're going to dissect this.
Yeah, let's we can say and dissect it. Y'all talking like y'all stopped us last year. Let's talk. Y'all did something. Y'all did something. Let's go.
Hey, Jew. Y'all didn't do anything, my brother.
Don't run. 6. And don't run. Don't run. Now stay right there. Now let me ask you a question, Jew. I want you to paraphrase to the best of your ability, to the most of your recall. I want you to paraphrase exactly what your head coach said about Bryce Young during that press conference. Can you do that?
I don't even remember what he said about your quarterback because I don't feel threatened by Bryce Young. Bryce Young doesn't threaten me. To be honest, he doesn't threaten me, bro. Hey, bro. Hold up. Let me say this: the only quarterback in our division that I'm concerned about is Baker Mayfield. You know why I say that?
You worried about
because he consistently has proven it and has won. You heard Red Swarm say the team I'm worried about. It's no shot at y'all. It's because we all are fighting to beat who's at the top. None of us at the top. So we shouldn't be talking. We shouldn't be talking. Russ the only one who can really be talking. Let's be honest.
Okay. Well, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me go back here for a second. Now, I'll go ahead and say, to paraphrase what your coach said. He said they didn't have an answer for Bryce Young. They said they couldn't stop Bryce Young. They didn't know what he was going to do. They didn't know Bryce Young was going to hail down hail, firestorm, whatever. They couldn't stop anything he did. That's
Couldn't
what your
stop
coach says.
it.
Couldn't stop it. Now, let me say something else. If that is the case, right, and you so eloquently said that the only problem that you guys had were your defensive side. Well, what do you think happened on our side?
Wait, Quantum.
I think
Quantum.
we were
let's
scoring at
not.
will on y'all.
Quantum, let's not forget the fact that Atlanta needed that game week 18 more than us.
Yes, sir.
Way
Yes,
more
sir.
than
Yes,
us.
sir. Thank you.
We got their best punch. We got their best punch of defense.
Hey, 336.
But let Red tell
Thank you.
Hey, 336.
They wasn't playing for
336.
nothing 'cause
Not
the Bucs
only
won
that,
anyway.
we didn't even play most of our starters on defense that game. And on top of that,
Okay.
hold what you got.
JC
JC didn't even
That's why
play.
Drake London went off.
JC didn't even play. Hold on now.
Nah, he didn't.
And so, yeah, Penix had a good game against our perennial backups, and that's fine. And all I'm saying is this. I'm not saying that Penix is going to be good or bad. What I'm saying to you is that it is an incomplete assessment.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
now let's go. Now let's talk about this, Bryce. This winning and losing stat shit, right?
Will, that's what we were supposed to do.
Hold on. See, you ain't even let me finish.
Go ahead. I was just trying to get on board with you. That's all. But go ahead.
Okay, so I think that a quarterback win-lose column is important, but sometimes it's overemphasized. Like, for example, when somebody was talking about the QBR, the quarterback rankings, and they had, the guy out of San Diego ranked high, but he hadn't won a playoff game and that type of stuff. Because a lot of people, when they do assessments of quarterbacks, they look at the quarterback body of work, not necessarily just the team's body of work. Think about it like this: we had a historically bad defense, not a bad defense where we was worse than the league that year. Historically bad defense, and then a Falcon fan gonna get here on camera on this live and say we fixed our defense, bruh. We sinked $130 million just in defense in free agency. We picked up 2 first-round graded edge rushers.
That's because you
Hey, Will.
Let me finish.
First team all SEC, mind you.
What I am saying is the same defense that you're facing week 17.
Breaking up, my boy.
I got his back. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Hey, check this out.
Go ahead, Will. We hear you now. Will. Go ahead, Will.
Go ahead, Will.
Oh, yeah, he went through a
I'm in the middle of butt crack, South Carolina. I'm sorry, y'all.
I ain't done with this dude yet. I ain't done with Red Swarming this dude yet. I ain't finished. I got more. Let me ask y'all boys a question.
Hey, so all I'm gonna say to you is this.
Go ahead.
Hey, all I'm gonna say to you is this: if all you worrying about is want you to continue to keep that energy, we gonna fuck y'all ass. Say what we want team.
That's all I heard. We gonna whoop somebody. That's all I heard.
Hey, Prime, that's all I heard too.
That's all I need to hear.
PPP.
Yo.
While Quantum is getting ready to cook again, and while we try to bring this back to, I want to do some statistical analysis. But while Quantum is getting ready to do that, would you do me a favor? And you may have seen this. I know that you did because you pull all of this info like I do and like other people do too. I like your quarterback rankings. Would you pull up PFF over this last weekend since we've gotten post draft? They've been doing their picks for the divisions. They've been ranking each division, all 8 divisions. Would you be so kind as to pull up their prediction, their ranking for the NFC South?
Is it in PFF? Because if it is,
It's not in PFF.
Okay.
It's in Twitter. You can go to X.
Okay.
They had us third.
Well, Nick, I want for illustrative purposes, I
Yeah.
want for PPP and Will and other people to know that it's not just the Falcons fans on here who think that the target or the team that we should be concerned with is Tampa Bay. The NFL also
I
says
mean, we
that.
know
But
that,
they
man.
the
Okay.
Listen,
defending,
Now
for the
but they the
last
thank you
6
guys
defending
for
years,
South
bro.
eloquently
champions for the
saying
like
that.
For the
past couple
last
years,
5
Red.
years,
What you
man.
talking
Come
Here's
on,
my
That's
man.
thing.
okay.
Let me
They
Let's
ask
be
you
be
this
wrong.
question.
honest.
They be wrong.
If you two guys, if y'all two guys have just so said that you guys are not worried about Bryce Young, y'all not worried about him. I want y'all both to do me a favor. Call down to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and talk to Arthur Blank, talk to Raheem Morris. Ask those guys just don't cover Bryce Young this year. Say, hey, just let him throw it. I
Hey,
bet you won't do
Red.
that.
Hey,
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 Red. Hey,
Quantum.
hold on,
You
hold on,
mean you
hold on,
mean the
hold on.
Bryce Young who in 3 games beat Atlanta twice? That Bryce Young? You
Yeah,
know how to play
that
him?
guy, that
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
that
Hey,
guy.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
that
Don't
hold,
guy.
hey,
cover
hold
him.
Oh,
on, hey,
okay.
hold on,
Leave him.
fellas. Hey, hold on,
Don't
fellas.
cover him.
Hey, Red.
Yeah,
You talking about
PPP.
this? You talking about this right here?
No, that's the one you had up earlier.
Yeah. Where do rag at?
You talking about
That's
this
the
one
one
right
you
here,
had up
Red?
earlier.
Number
Yeah, where
25,
do rag at?
No, that's the one
25,
you had up earlier.
Oh,
I
okay.
was asking if
20,
you could pull up
25.
the Twitter thing that PFF put up.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
I've
It's
seen
something
this one
different.
like 8 times already. But I mean, it's your channel.
Hey,
You can keep showing it. I mean, I
No,
get that.
this is my first time pulling. Oh, okay, hold. I see what's up. Hold on, my
Yeah,
bad, my
hey,
bad, my
hey, Ray,
bad,
the
yeah.
reason
my
why
bad. Hold
coaches
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
fired
hold on, hold
because of
on,
this
hold on,
guy.
hold on.
The reason why.
Hold on, right quick for me. Hold on. I see what happened. Hold on, I see.
Pull
Hold
up
on.
draft class rankings.
You talking about this one right here?
Draft class ranking, boy. Come on.
You talking about
No,
this?
not that one. Not that one. No.
Because this
I
one
don't
got
know if
Carolina
that's I don't
winning
know
the
if that's
South.
PFF. Is that PFF? That's
Yeah, this PFF.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
That's it.
listen,
Yep,
PPP.
yep,
While
yep.
you're in there, are you in
Sound
PFF?
like it's
Can you
blowing up
do
in your
this?
face,
Yeah.
Red.
When you're in, I saw that one too. Yep. And again, we're talking about draft
You see
classes,
how
but
he
it
skipped
seems
past
like we
those ones
shifted
though.
away from that.
Uh huh.
We were talking about projections for the season. That's where we're at now. See
Okay.
that free agency and draft is in the books. That's in
Right.
the books.
Uh huh.
Yeah, we're talking about season projections now. And to that wit, I wanted to say this, Quantum.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I understand you were trying to answer Jew Talk's question, but listen, I think that you could. I got so much respect for you, Quantum. I think you could
Thank
be a
you.
little bit more genuine than disingenuous. When Jew asks you if you have as good of a team as we have, you said yes.
I mean,
And
come
I
Well,
on
can't
Stop
now.
the
find,
cap.
I can't
Stop
I
the
can
find,
cap.
elaborate.
I
We
can't
do
find,
actually, Red.
I
How
can
many
elaborate.
games did
I
y'all
can't
win
Not
find
last year.
any
last
evidence
year
if
Last year
y'all
we
compared to
did.
would be
us?
so
Last
kind
year
as
we
to
did.
let me.
I
I
will.
went while I was listening and I was waiting, Riz, rather than just waiting for you to say
Mhm.
something and attack you. I went and got statistical
I wasn't
evidence.
attacking you, Red. I asked you a question. I guess asking you a question is attacking you.
All right.
No,
My
I
bad.
Look,
couldn't hear y'all
hold
was
on,
talking.
man.
But
All
what I
right.
was
Look,
saying is this. Hey,
look.
Quantum, let me ask you a
Yes.
question. Let me ask you a
Okay.
question.
Uh-huh.
So, um, do you know what your team ranked in rushing yards per game last year?
What you mean on the league average, the league ranking?
Yeah, no, not
Where we were?
average, not average.
Oh, you mean just
Just
the overall rank of where we stood as far as
yes, where
rushing the
your
ball?
team fell
I don't know.
as
Where were
far
we?
as rushing averages. Your rushing in the league last year, rushing
Per
yards
game or
per
just
game.
overall? Oh, per game? I don't know what it was per game. 100 and what, 10? Something like that? We ran the ball pretty well last year.
Yeah, we did.
So I don't know the
110.
number. Yeah,
And
okay,
that
good.
was, and let me tell you where that fell in the NFL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you were outside the top half of the league.
Okay.
Would you now like to take a stab with all of this great passing that Bryce Young did? Would you like to take a stab at where y'all ranked passing wise in the league last year?
We was what 27,
Is
24?
that with or without
We
Andy Dalton starts,
Oh,
Red?
I got him. I got him.
The-
I know where you're going with this, Riz. I
no, I'm
got him.
saying
Go
as
ahead,
a
Riz. I
team
got
because
him. I
we're
I
got
know
him.
talking
all this shit.
about who
Watch
has a
I
this.
know
better
where you going with
team.
this shit. Don't worry
We're
about it.
talking about
Don't worry
I
team.
about
got
it.
him, EDL. I got him,
You
EDL.
were
I got him,
you were
EDL.
30th. You were
EDL, I
30th.
got him. I got him,
You were
EDL. Watch
30th.
this.
Do you want
What?
to what quantum? Let me finish first. I'm almost
Okay.
there
I thought you were done.
because
Go
I'm
ahead. Go
trying
ahead,
to
bro.
draw a
No, we already know what
comparison
you're
to
getting at, nigga. We
support
don't need
what
you to
you
keep going,
said
nigga.
to say
Go ahead.
which team had the better offense. Okay.
Man,
Since
Okay.
you won't do it,
better
I'll let
weapons.
the
Come on,
numbers do
cuz.
it for you.
Well,
Do you know
okay.
what the Falcons ranked in the NFL passing yards per game?
Fuck the Falcons.
What was it?
Okay, go ahead.
What was it?
from
Fifth,
Kirk Cousins.
fifth, fifth. Do you know where they ranked
Uh-huh.
rushing yards in the NFL last year?
I
What?
got 2 dynamic backs. Okay, y'all got a better team. Okay, keep
No,
going.
I got him. I got him in
1,
the year.
2,
I
3,
got him.
4,
going.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th.
I
Okay.
can live up to none
Now,
of
Was
that.
now, hold
was
on,
any of
hold on.
that
that
I'm
due
shit.
to
almost
Michael
I can
done.
Penix,
live up
Red?
I'm
to it.
almost done.
No, I got him,
Was any
guys.
of
Watch.
that
Offensive,
due to Michael
Let me have him,
Penix?
Riz.
offensive
Let me have him,
rankings.
I don't
Riz.
want you
Let me
Offensive
to
have
I
him,
don't want to
Riz.
hear
rankings.
this
I
shit
got
no
something
more.
for him.
Offensive
I got something.
I don't
rankings
want to hear this shit no
as a
more.
whole. Offensive ranking. Now I'm
Let him
not
go,
gonna ask
y'all.
y'all these questions. I'm not gonna ask y'all these questions about defense when you talk about team quantum, because
Mm-hmm.
you know where your defense ranked, right?
Yes.
Dead
So the
last, nigga.
Falcons were
Okay, keep
higher
going.
than that, right? Yes or no?
I don't know where
Still only
y'all
won
were
8
defensively.
games.
Where
Hey,
were
hey,
y'all?
I
Still
Quantum,
only
mean,
won
when
8
we
Quantum,
games.
beat y'all, Red, you
Quantum,
said your defense
Quantum.
was
Yes.
trash.
Y'all let me
Go
ask
ahead.
Quantum a question so I don't have to yell.
You
Quantum,
not
Go ahead.
yelling, just talk.
is every number higher than 32 when there are 32 teams? Since you can't just say yes or
Yeah.
no.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'll live with that. Now let's talk about offensive, because that one we can kind of see what the numbers tell us. Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to know where the Carolina Panthers ranked offensively last year?
Overall, go ahead. Educate me.
Yeah, they ranked 28th in the league.
I told you that.
Okay.
Go ahead. I
Okay,
Okay.
said
do
that
you want to know
earlier.
where the
Okay, what
Falcons ranked?
about it?
Because I'm sure you don't know.
Now, don't. Go ahead. Tell
Y'all
me.
They
still
ranked
lost. Y'all still
sixth.
lost to that team. Okay,
Okay.
keep
They
going.
ranked
Y'all
Now,
lost to that.
sixth.
Y'all lost to that.
okay.
Okay,
With
go
all
ahead.
these,
Okay, can I debunk
can I
that, Quantum?
retort?
Can I debunk that for him, Quantum?
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. I got
Can
you.
I
I'm
You,
right
you
after
quickly
you.
can
Go
if
debunk
you
ahead.
that for
like
him?
to, but I
I
got
got
this
something for him
directly
though.
off the NFL stats database,
That's
Nick.
Got you.
gorgeous.
So
Got
it's
you.
not really
Now,
sworn to
That
and
be
you
that
said
that's a
all
arguing. It's
those,
the
favorite
and you
website
said
to
numbers.
go
all that,
to
and you
that
It's
said
gives
the
that
you
the
numbers.
the
It's
and
the
books.
that
numbers.
and
You
that
about to
shows
steal
how
my
much
point, Nick. You about to
and
steal
that
my point,
shows
Nick.
and that shows exactly how well Bryce did the last 10 games of the season. Let me elaborate why. You just said Atlanta was top 10 offensively in pass yards per game and rush yards per game. Y'all ended the season with 7 wins. Bryce ended the
We
season
ended the season with 8 wins.
Hey,
Let's
yeah,
be correct.
yeah,
8-8. You guys were 8 and 9?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we had a historically bad defense. We were 32nd in defense, damn near across everything.
Yes, you
And you just
did.
said we were 28th in averaged out in passing.
Yes,
But
you were.
but that also takes into consideration the first
And that's
8
why
weeks.
ain't
That
nobody
takes the
afraid of
first
Bryce Young.
that takes
Oh,
the
I got one
averages of the
question for
first
you.
8 weeks of the season. That takes
Yep.
all
That
that
ain't
in.
nobody
That
All right,
that
afraid.
here's my question. Here's
Ain't
my
that
question
nobody
shows
Just
for
how
you,
afraid of
well
nobody,
Red.
Bryce
Bryce
just
did in
Young.
like
the
Here's my
second
nobody
question
half,
for
scared
though.
of the
Question
bum
for you,
ass
Red.
Falcons,
We had
Red.
the
Here's my question
we
for
had a
you, Red.
historically bad defense. We
Red.
went 4-5. We took the 2 Super Bowl teams that were in the Super Bowl to the brink
To
in
the
both the
brink,
games.
nigga. To the
Yeah, and my
brink.
question for you, Red, is this: with all these elaborate statistics that you were so eloquently laying out for us, that's beautiful, by the way. Beautiful,
They're
beautiful,
simple
beautiful, beautiful.
statistics, actually.
Hey, gorgeous, 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 my brother. By the way, gorgeous. Applaud you
Yeah.
Beautiful
guys to
soliloquy.
Yeah.
all of
Shit,
that
boy.
wonderful
Tell his
stats.
ass up,
Yeah.
But let
boy.
me ask you
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys make the playoffs then?
Oh,
Oh,
Because
boom! Drop the bomb,
because
PCP.
because we
Drop the
finished the
ball.
season 8-9, and that wasn't good enough to get in the playoffs in the
Oh, I'm telling you,
NFC.
I'm
No,
about to drop the bomb. I'm about to drop the bomb. I'm about to
aren't
drop the
y'all
bomb.
like
Hold
but,
on,
6-3?
Talk about how good
but
your quarterback. Now
drop
let's
that
talk
bomb,
about that
B,
quarterback. How y'all
because
quarterback
It's
is.
very
all
simple. It's very
yeah,
simple.
yeah.
It's
Let's talk
very
about Kirk
simple.
Cousins, nigga.
No
Let's talk about
team with
Kirk
an
Cousins. How
89
he
record made it
folded.
into the NFC playoffs.
But that's your fault if you had eight,
Kirk
nine.
Cousins
Guys were
folded,
fifth
nigga.
ranked in
Shit,
offense
Kirk
and
Cousins
Absolutely.
rushing.
folded.
And
Absolutely.
why did
Who
the
knocked
Rams
y'all?
Absolutely.
But
Kirk
who
Cousins
knocked y'all out
folded.
the
Red,
playoffs? Who knocked the
why
Falcons out the
Absolutely.
who knocked you out of
playoffs?
the
Quantum.
playoffs?
Tampa
Who
Bay
knocked you out of the
did.
Red.
The
playoffs?
You can't do
motherfucking
shit.
Carolina
Tampa
Panthers.
Bay
Thank
did, Nick.
you.
Nigga.
No, no,
Hey,
no,
Incorrect.
no.
hey, Red.
Carolina kept you guys out
Let
the
me
We
shut
playoffs.
this
did this
down,
the other
Red.
day. We did
Come
this the
on,
other
bro.
day. If Atlanta had beat
Hey, listen,
Carolina,
the
let me see who
cardiac
knows
Come
the
cats are
on,
answers
back.
on
Slug.
here.
The
Let me see
cardiac
who knows
cats
the
are
answers
back.
on here. Let me see who
Hey,
knows the answers on here.
go ahead,
If
Red.
Atlanta had won the last game against Carolina, we finished the season 9-8. Would we have made the playoffs, Nick?
I don't think y'all would have made the
That was
playoffs
the
because
We
hey,
would
guess
not
what,
have.
You
Red?
were
We
We
would
you
you
not
played
were
wouldn't
that
have.
have.
But
same
you
time
no
as
but
the
that
no
doesn't
And
we're
change the
not
Falcons.
Ridge
We
fact.
knows
doing
the
That
passed
doesn't
that.
change
answers.
the
And
fact that
Ridge
y'all
knows
needed
the
to win win that
answer.
game to get
Reds
in.
They
knows
need
the
That
not
to
doesn't
win
answer.
that
change the fact.
game
statistically
in the
for a
end
man
user
that talks
It
about
still doesn't
statistics.
change the fact that
Listen,
y'all needed to win.
for a man that talks statistics, you would understand, Red, that statistically that game would have had mathematically not eliminated y'all had y'all won. You do know that, right?
Yes, it would have.
No, it would
No,
have not, Red. Stop the bullshit.
no.
My
You guys are
God.
statistically
Oh my
still
God.
okay. If some of the other teams would have lost and y'all would have won that game, y'all could have made it in.
Quantum.
Go ahead. Yes,
Let
sir.
me say this. We would have had to beat y'all and had New Orleans beat Tampa Bay.
That's what I just said. I just said that. I just said red. I said statistically, you still were not
if we
eliminated.
won that game, we wouldn't have been mathematically eliminated, and we would have, because Tampa would have ended their season at 10-7, and we would have been 9-8.
No. What if Tampa would have lost? You guys could have probably got in.
I'm not doing that with you. I'm not
doing
that.
Listen, Red.
Now we're not doing that,
If I
Red.
do that with you, you can tell me that there were 3 games that y'all should have won that you didn't win. I'm not gonna do that bullshit.
No, I didn't. No, now you're trimming the fat. I need the fat on my
Red.
Good. What's up with everybody? What's up, everybody?
What up, Pop?
What's happening, bro?
Hey, hold on right quick for me. Hold on right quick for me, Pop. Hold on right quick. Let me read this money real quick. Shout out to OTF Mike, man, for that super chat. He said, Red, my light-skinned brother. The problem with the rankings is that the team improves every year. We're saying this year we feel like we have a better roster. Shout out to OTF
Y'all didn't
Mike.
improve last year, OTF Mike.
Real quick, because I ain't gonna be long.
Go ahead, Pop. You got it, Pop.
This for all my Carolina brothers here.
They can't run with me, Jew Talk. You know that.
And sisterins, if any of y'all in the chat. Will made a hell of a point, and I'm gonna jump on that for a second.
It was such a hell of a point that you need.
Hold on, Red. Damn, Red, you telling people to let you talk.
Red on.
Look, Red don't let nobody talk.
Right, you said, Red, hold on now. Practice what you preach, brother. Practice what you preach.
My bad, Pop. My bad, Pop.
For one,
bitch ass Falcon. All right, go ahead.
For one,
you say that one more time.
Man, Will was right. He said y'all struggle with backup players, and old buddy talking about we're gonna run you down. Y'all gonna run us down. It's easier for us to walk up. A walk up is easy for us.
Yeah,
and it's crazy how. Hold on. It's crazy because the walk up ain't smooth. The thing is crazy is y'all are sitting here, Atlanta Falcons fans. Y'all are sitting here talking and screaming and yelling about how much better y'all are, but y'all struggling with backup players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. My last point. Because I'm not going. Like I said, I'm not going to be here long. I'm not going to be long. Y'all strike no fear in the person who's beat y'all ass twice.
Hey, drop a bomb for
that. That's one thing. Y'all do have to worry about us because y'all got to get through us to get to anywhere else. Y'all got to.
Well, call me stupid because Bryce Young at 6-22, I ain't worried about.
It don't matter what you say. Red. What I don't want you to do, Red. Listen to me, Red. What I don't want you to do is make us Red. Red,
I don't talk shit about the little dogs.
Red.
The big dogs
don't Red and his feelings.
Red hot right now.
I ain't worried about you.
Red, the point I'm trying to make. Red, the point I'm trying to make, because I can't stand. Red, the point I'm trying to make is I can't stand when my own Panther brothers make cherry picking excuses. You can't use it either. So 6-22 is whatever. We talking about beating y'all ass. And I'm gone.
Hey,
all right,
listen,
so
I got a question for you guys. Though. Go ahead.
Y'all give me a chance to. Y'all give us a chance. Y'all give us a chance to retort. All I'm gonna say is this: y'all talking real spicy. Like I said, all I look at is wins and losses. We split last year. If y'all swept us, then y'all could be here talking like y'all the big dogs. But the only big dog.
Like
no. I'm not talking like I swept you. The only big dogs in this division is the Bucks because they didn't won like the last 3 years. They the only one can walk around with their chest poked out, and we beat them twice and still lost the division. That shows you how mismanaged the team was last year. And I gave y'all that. Raheem Morris failed. We underachieved because we were 6-3. We was front running and we lost. That's right. Kirk Cousins failed.
But Drew, that's to your point though. That's the whole point of this whole conversation, right? What you just said. Y'all swept the Bucks, which is why that game against Carolina was that much important for y'all to win the division, and we beat y'all at.
No. The game
That's the reason why y'all were in position to win the division. New Orleans would have beat the Bucks.
The game that defined the Falcons season last year was a game against Washington. You beat Washington You control your own destiny. Y'all telling half the story, which is a lie. You tell half the truth, that's a lie. That's a
It's
lie.
half a truth.
That's
So if y'all would have
the
beat
half
us
of
and the
you trying to
New
tell the
Orleans
half
would have
truth.
beat the Bucks, y'all wouldn't have made it to the playoffs. Is that what you telling me?
No, listen.
my
You
point,
just said
Riz.
that. No, there y'all go. All I'm hearing here is a bunch of ifs. If was a fifth, we
But
all
we
be
talking
drunk. But
about
guess
y'all
what?
though. What are
No.
you
You keep
talking
saying
about?
no. All I hear is if.
But
We didn't.
Jew,
That
the
didn't happen. No,
games were
hold on.
going
Listen.
on at the same time.
No. Listen. Did the Saints win? Yes or no? Did the Saints
Were
beat the
y'all
Bucks?
not watching the
Did the Sa-
scoreboard as we played y'all
No.
in week
Listen.
18? Yes
It's
or no?
an easy yes or no
Was
question.
y'all not
The
watching the
Bucks won, so
scoreboard
that
as we
means
played
what?
y'all in week 18? Yes or
The
no?
Bucks, the Bucks won. So when the Bucks
But the
won, no
Bucks
matter what
didn't
we
win
did against the
before the
Panthers,
game
mattered.
started. You know that, right? The
Are you,
Bucks did not win that
you,
game before we started playing.
no, you listen. You're listening. You're not listening. You just
No,
trying to
you're not
retort.
listening
You're not
because
listening.
you're trying to skate past that
No.
point.
I'm not skating past no point. If we would have beat y'all, listen. No,
I don't
listen.
get it.
Listen. You
You
talk.
and Red Swarm
Let
want
him
to
talk,
tap
Riz.
dance
That's why.
today.
Look. You see, PPP. He don't want the
Let him
truth to
talk.
come out. The
Let him
man
talk a
won't
little
even
bit,
let the
PPP.
All
truth
right,
come.
go
The man
ahead.
won't even
Speak
let the
your
truth come.
bullshit.
The man won't even let the truth come out. All I said was, even if we beat y'all, say we swept y'all last year, the Bucks won, and the Bucks were still going to make the playoffs. That's what That's why Red keeps saying y'all make people holler and scream because you're not listening. Red just clearly said even if we won, it didn't matter. I would give it to y'all if we played y'all before we played the Commanders, and then that would have been the game defining. The game that defined the Falcons season was when we lost to the Commanders. Because at that point, we
Hey,
no longer controlled our own destiny. I hate waiting to say
well,
we beat this team,
hold up.
and this team lose, and then this team tie. No, you got to
Hey,
control your
Jew.
own destiny. You got to control your
Okay,
own
this
destiny.
is my
Hey,
this is
Jew,
my
hold up,
last
Riz. Riz,
question.
I know what you're trying to say. Riz, let me say something, Riz, because I want to tail in on what you said, Riz. Before you change the subject, Riz, I know exactly what you were trying to say. Actually, Riz was listening pretty well there, Jew. See, what he's basically trying to say was, you guys were looking at the scoreboard while you guys were hoping that you can't tell me that you did not hope for love of God that Tampa didn't lose to New Orleans. You can't sit there and act like that game was insignificant.
We were hoping so much so that after the game when we lost to you guys, I literally said right after on our post game show, I said I really think them players, I really think that those Falcons players looked up that scoreboard and seen the final score of that Saints game and said, you know what, we
They
gonna
gave up.
it's no point. It's no point even trying to stop these boys. It's
So
no
Riz was
point.
listening. So Riz was listening perfectly well then. So Riz was listening perfectly well. Riz was listening perfectly well. So was I. I made that statement to Red a little bit ago, and I said, statistically, had we lost that game and Tampa lost that game, you guys would have had a better chance of getting in the playoffs. I said that because I'm saying the significance of the games actually mattered at the tail end.
What about the first 3.5 quarters? This man's talking about looking at the scoreboard when there was 4 minutes at the end. What about the first 56 minutes?
All mattered, my brother.
So let me make myself clear. So listen.
Still couldn't stop Bryce the first 3 quarters.
Hear me clearly. The Falcons don't do more. The Falcons don't do moral victories. We don't say, see, we almost. No, we don't do moral victories. We don't do that. It's no say that we almost see if we beat the Panthers to the Falcons at this point because we both are not winning the division. We both went nowhere. So sitting here going back and forth with each other, unless one of us swept one another, then we can sit there and say we swept y'all. What y'all talking about? But look, we swept the Bucks and we can't even talk trash because they still won the division. I literally had Bucks people coming to me saying, y'all swept us and we still got the division. That stung even more that we swept them and still lost the division. With that big of a lead, that's crazy.
Yeah, when you sweep a team in the division, you're essentially up 3 games on them because you have the tiebreaker.
Well, let me ask you a question then, brother.
That's a fact, Nick.
If that stance was so strong, as Red Swarm said, he likes to lay out a lot of statistics, right? Statistically, who's better? That's all good. But so, would you say since we split, okay, win for win, loss for loss, in the end, then who's the better team? Is it based on statistics or is it based on who won the games?
Matchups make fights. Matchups make fights, bro. In boxing and basketball and football, matchups make fights. Falcons were better suited to beat Tampa than us last year.
Oh, absolutely.
After y'all answer that question, I want to ask Drew a question about the draft. So y'all go ahead and answer that question. Go ahead.
So before you do that, PPP, what I'm gonna say is this: what I'm looking at when I say the Falcons are a better team, I'm looking player for player. Bryce versus Penix, Bijan versus y'all running back, Chuba. Drake versus Tech. So like Moni versus the other kid that y'all got, Leggett. Like I'm going player for player. Pitts versus y'all starting tight end. All offensive linemen. Every single offensive lineman versus every single offensive lineman y'all have. The Falcons last year, I said we had the best player. Like roster wise,
Y'all did.
roster was
Y'all
better than
definitely
the
did.
Bucks last year. We
You definitely
choked.
did.
I meant that. The Falcons choked. We're not making no excuses about that. If anybody's sitting
Kirk
here,
Cousins
even
choked, bro.
Red would even agree to that. If I tell Red we
He's
choked,
on
he
Jew,
gonna
he's a
they
say
know
little
me.
emotional
They know
today.
me, Jew. They know
Kirk
me. I've
Cousins.
done this
Kirk Cousins
exercise
Because
choked
you
before,
out.
don't have a
He on
Jew.
the
quarterback
Falcons
whisperer
bench
at
He
talking
head
had to have
coach.
trash.
found
That's
out his
why.
wife
Many
was cheating on
times.
him or something.
Because you
They
don't
won't
have
do
a
it.
quarterback whisperer at head coach. That's why you're not going to do very well.
He the one
No,
that
it,
never
No,
heard
no,
Red say
no,
shit.
it didn't have anything to do with the quarterback's coach. What it had to do with is Kirk Cousins
Your
was
head coach.
too. No, Kirk Cousins couldn't
He
swallow
hit a
his
wall.
pride.
Bro, he
No,
hit a wall.
no,
Kirk
he
Cousins
was
literally
in.
just hit a wall.
No,
Kirk
Kirk
Cousins
Cousins
was
was injured.
injured.
No, Kirk Cousins was injured, but he couldn't swallow his pride. And I said this after the season. He
Injured.
couldn't
He
swallow his
started the
pride.
season.
No, he couldn't swallow his pride. After that Saints game, he got hurt. He hurt his elbow, and what he should have did was went to the bench. But guess why he didn't go to the bench? Because he
Because
seen
he
Michael
knew
Penix
Michael
every day in
Penix had it.
practice.
Yep.
That's right. He sees Michael Penix every day in practice, and what he said is, "I'm not going to be Tony Romo. I'm not going to
Yeah,
be
he
hurt
is.
and go on the injured list, and then allow this kid to take my job." Because
It's
he
going to
knows,
happen now.
soon as them Falcons fans saw Michael Penix spin that football, and they said, "Oh,
Exactly
that's
what
he got it.
PPP said.
He got
Hey,
it. Yeah, he
Red,
It's going
got
to
it."
happen now.
Red, what I said, Red.
Preach the
Telling
truth,
you,
PPP.
telling you.
Hey,
When they seen
Jew.
him spin that ball, they said, "Bro," he said, "I can't let this kid get on the field because it's gonna be another Drew Bledsoe,
Hey,
Tom Brady experience. I'm gonna get
y'all
benched and I'm
got
never gonna get my job back."
But
y'all
Simple
y'all
got
as
some
said
that.
the
dumb
Hey,
same thing
y'all got
about Desmond Ritter.
hold on, y'all. Hey,
dumb front
Jew.
office in Atlanta.
Hey,
Dumb.
Jude, that's exactly what I told Red when y'all got him. I said as soon as they see Penix, they're gonna be screaming to put Penix in before the season is over. But I want to.
PPP told me this before the season ever started.
Yep,
Y'all
I
got
told him.
y'all got dropouts running y'all executives committees up there. Y'all head office is stupid. They dumb. They think
Well,
they
PPP. I'm gonna
they
say
well,
this
yeah.
to
can't run the
PPP.
team.
Uh huh.
PPP. They were scared to play
Not
Penix
very smart.
anymore. They played Penix in one post preseason game and said we got to bench this boy because he was looking too good. Dude played like a couple freaking snaps. They said we're gonna put him on the shelf. Why they say that? Because they seen us watching them preseason game and say this kid is already better than Kirk Cousins.
But but
Already.
but
Y'all
please
got
remind the
Hold on,
y'all got
Red.
a
class.
Hold on,
dumb
Red.
front
Hold on,
office
Red.
in
Hold on, Red.
Atlanta.
Hey, shout
Dumb
out to
front
everybody that's
office.
been watching, man. We've been live for 2 hours. Make sure you hit the like button. I don't know why we got over. Hey, I don't know who might that is. That may be Jew. Jew, I'm gonna just mute you real quick, Jew. Okay, appreciate it. Hey, we've been live for 2 hours, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. I don't know why we got under 100 likes and we sit at 140 something people watching on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member. Help us reach our goal of $120 per live. We are only $100 away from that goal. So if you're rocking with the channel, rocking with the content, hit the Cash App. Cash App is Panthers Prime PPP. Venmo is Panthers Prime 1. Jew, I want to ask you a question specifically about the draft. I already know Red's answer because Red frequents the channel. He's a mod and a member here. What's your thoughts on your draft picks? What's also your thoughts on moving up and basically mortgaging a first round pick for next year's draft to acquire James Pierce? And that's my question, sir.
Okay, so first off, I'm gonna say this, and this is no shot at y'all. I really feel like y'all made a mistake not taking Jalen Walker. He was on the board. Dude is a freak athlete. I really thought that Carolina was gonna take him, but I understand the pick of Tech because I stated this in another Panthers channel that I really feel like Xavier Leggett, he really didn't live up to the hype last year. I don't know if that was due to injuries. You guys can, talk that over and tell me what happened with that. But I really felt like they felt like we need a number one receiver for Bryce. So that I understood the pick. But I really feel like the Falcons, they understand that we have to fix the pass rush. We were second to last in sacks last year. That was one of the reasons why we didn't make the playoffs because we get leads and we can't hold on to it. We
I
can
got
take that all
one.
the way back to 2016 in the daggone Super Bowl when you can't get one stop to win a Super Bowl. So
Oh, so y'all lose.
they had to address they had to address the defensive side of the ball and they had to address the trenches. Now, as far as James Pierce Jr., I really feel like James Pierce Jr. was the pick at 15. They thought that Jalen Walker would be gone, but because he was there, they couldn't pass up on Jalen Walker because the talent that he is. So they were like, well, dang, because of all these guys that went the draft failed, they're like, well, man, Jalen Walker's on the board and James Pierce is still on the board. So I'm thinking they were like, hold on, they got on the phone when we was. If y'all remember watching the draft, we took the full however many minutes they gave to make the pick. I really feel like the Falcons called around to the Rams and everybody like, look, can we trade back into the first round? Once they found out they had that opportunity, it's like, well, let's take Walker off the board because of his talent. And then James Pierce, I think he was originally the pick, but they were looking at, are the Falcons going to have a winning season this year? And are we going to be picking in the, say, top 10 next year? If you're not picking in the top 10, they say like the Rams, F them picks. That's basically what they say. Like, James Pierce is our 2026 first rounder. So they just got him a year earlier, which I think is smart because Terry Fontenot, our GM, understands that he's on the hot seat, bro. Like, if he don't win this year, he hasn't had a winning season as a GM, so he's going to be gone.
Hey, Drew.
Can I say something in regards to James Pierce Jr.
Hold on. One more question. Now, Jew, I love your answer. I feel like you danced around my question though, because I think you know exactly what I'm asking. But I'm gonna be a little bit more direct.
Get direct with it.
Do you think it was smart to mortgage a first round pick next year to acquire a player that, just like what you just said, was sliding down and probably could have slid down to your next pick? And then also, I want you to talk about just how cynical, just how deplorable the Atlanta Falcons organization is when it comes down to keeping NFL standards, i.e., having an open laptop with NFL players' numbers and names. I just want you to talk about that as well.
Just diabolical.
Sure. So when it comes to the James Pierce thing, I really don't think that he was going to fall out of the first round. Like, if they, these guys have
He was
intel.
the projected number one pick at the end of last season. At the end of last season, at the end of the Super Bowl last year, if you look up a mock draft, James Pierce Jr. is the number one pick in most of those mock drafts.
All right, okay.
Hey,
hold on, y'all. I want to hear Drew's answer to this. Go ahead, Drew.
I got something to say after though.
So what's the name of the guy who just was speaking? Below at the bottom.
Nick Tri-State.
Okay, Tri-State. Yeah, I just want to make sure I address you properly. So he hit the nail on the head. When you have a guy that's projected previously as number one, you have to take those premium picks. I've been saying this for years. If you guys go to my channel, I preach the trenches. The reason that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, have the best offensive line, and they have arguably the best defensive line.
Or vice versa.
You see what they did. You see what they did to Patrick Mahomes. He didn't have time to throw. So I don't care if you can throw the ball behind your head. I don't care if you can throw the ball with your eyes closed. I don't care how strong your arm is. If you don't have time to throw that football, it does not matter. It does not matter.
But
that's why.
But Drew.
Hold on.
Now he's spitting. Let him spit. He's rapping right now.
I want him to get to the part about the Falcons being a deplorable, a distasteful organization concerning NFL policies and procedures.
Well, when it comes to that PPP, as far as what his son Jeff Olbricht's son did, I really feel like that has nothing to do with the Falcons organization whatsoever. When it first originally happened, I told my brother called me, my father called me. I said, I guarantee you they're not going to take no draft picks. It's just going to be a fine and a slap on the wrist. I told him it's going to be $100,000, and that's what Jeff Olbricht was fined. Now I didn't see the $250,000, but I told him, I said it's going to be a fine. They were telling me like he probably going to get fired, all this. I said he ain't going to get fired. I said what's going to happen is it's going to be a little slap on the wrist. You think $250,000 off the blink due to a millionaire, billionaire? That money was a slap on the wrist, bro. That was nothing. Pocket change. That was a little slap on the
wrist. I hear you, Drew, but that's the second time in a row that y'all have done something like this, and I think I know why. We call Arthur Blank over here the vampire. He sleeps upside down in a coffin right next to the bird lady.
Hey, PvP, real quickly, and I know Nick and other people want to get in here, but
yes, sir.
While you have Drew touching on this, I want to just give y'all some food for thought. When it comes to this particular pranking these
and then after you read, I want to go to Tri-State. Okay, after Red, then Tri-State.
Okay, and I'm gonna be real quick with this. The NFL has a bigger problem than the Falcons when it came to this year, and pranking these players. If you've actually paid attention to the news, he was one of many, one of several. The kid,
Correct.
so it wasn't just off
Shador.
of
It was a
yeah,
lot of them.
Ulbricht's
Yeah. Son.
iPad that this got
Yeah.
out. The NFL had a lot of leaks for these players' numbers to get out there. So I
But you
think
know
the
what?
NFL,
But
You
Red,
know what,
y'all
Red?
repeat offenders for being
The
deplorable.
difference is,
Y'all
Red,
repeat offenders.
if that if,
one of the reasons why the NFL
Dumb.
was slow to take more aggressive
Uh huh.
punishment is because they know they have to look at their own protocol.
Say it
Y'all
again,
are
Red.
repeat
but also,
offenders,
Red, it's
Red.
No,
because
it's just
see
these coaches got too
would have
lazy.
happened, if this would have
These
Dumb.
kids are
happened
sneaky.
to someone like a Tez Johnson or whatever, it
Dumb.
probably wouldn't have been as big. But it happened to Shador, and Shador was the talk of the town for the
PPP,
draft
do
this
you
year.
also know that it happened to Abdul
Dumb.
Carter?
It
Mason
happened to
Graham.
Mason
I know
Graham.
it
It
What happened
did,
to
happened to
but
Mason
guess
Mason
Graham?
Graham
what?
too.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
But guess what? What I'm talking about
No
is
one
the
talked
amount of
about it.
coverage that
Yeah.
was placed on Shador. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
And PPP, to be honest with you, and I said this, the reason that it blew up the way that it blew up as well is because the NFL was trying to cover their butt. Why Shador even being drafted at 144th pick? I told my dad the same thing. This would have all been avoided if the dude would have been drafted where he should have been drafted.
Yeah,
Dude
he
still
He
sitting
he
there,
was
Shador,
day
drafted where he
three,
no.
was
bro.
supposed to be
Shador, yeah,
drafted.
Shador
Well,
could have
hold
been
up.
drafted higher, but he did that to himself with his
Hey,
attitude
his
Did you
pops
see
gave
the
him some
and his
reports
money.
The
that
fact,
said
snottiness and his
that
attitude.
his
the fact,
private workout with the Giants, he got mad at them
Bro,
because
yeah, because they
they
called him out.
they
He came in there
purposely put
unprepared.
in
That's not
mistakes in
signs
the
of a
install
franchise quarterback, bro.
just to see if he'll catch
Stop
them.
it.
hey,
He's doing it
the
to
fact
himself.
the fact that there were multiple reports of multiple players that got pranked, that looks even worse on the Falcons, man. You guys have a pretty dumb front office, man.
No,
I'm gonna be
no,
honest.
no. It
and
Dumb.
just
hold on,
shows.
listen
Let me
to
tell
It
you
this.
just.
why.
like
You guys have a
retarded
dumb
front
Hold on,
front
Is
office.
this
office.
It
regular
hold on,
quantum or is
shows.
this
PPP.
dark
The
Red,
whole
quantum?
PPP,
They're
organization.
sneaky
Front
nowadays. They want to go
hold
viral.
on, hold on,
Red.
They want to be
Front office is
responsible
stupid,
for these
man.
hold
things.
on, PPP,
Front
hold on,
office,
That's
the
the
front
unfortunate
office,
hold
truth
on.
about it.
That's
the
enough
front
of that
office is
bullshit
dumb.
from you, Quantum. That's
I'm
enough of that
telling
bullshit,
you.
Quantum. Now
I'm
that's the
telling you the
third
truth.
What
time.
about the
That's the
Kirk
third
Dumb.
Cousins
Quantum.
Hold
tampering,
on,
Red?
hold on,
Quantum.
Riz. Hold on, Riz. Go
Quantum.
ahead, Red. Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Red.
Quantum, that's the third time I done listened to you take that side shot. Let me tell you something, Quantum. Attacking the organization and the front office. Let me tell you something, Quantum.
Oh, you mad at a
Now,
side shot
PvP
coming
asked a
from you,
question
Mister
about
Side Shot.
taking, and Drew explained to
Exactly.
you why they
Tri-State.
did what they did with Michael Pierce. Yes, the reports already had him at number 15 anyway.
James
They
Pierce.
couldn't
Yeah.
believe
Can
that
I get to
Jalen
that?
Walker and Nick, hold on, I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
quick. They
But it was
couldn't
Mm-hmm.
believe
Nick's
Jalen
turn.
Walker was still
Yeah.
there, so they took him at 15, and then they doubled back to get James Pierce Jr. with the deal with the
Yeah.
Rams. Now,
Yep.
let me tell you something. It was not a mortgage, it was a swap.
It was a
A
mortgage.
swap. Listen to me. A swap of first round picks. We
You didn't
didn't
get a
give
first
up.
next year, Red, so stop it.
Okay. All right. So let me finish even over what Riz is saying. It
See,
was
you
a
just said
swap.
it. You saying
No, you guys don't have a first
fallacies
round pick
right
next
now.
year.
Like you're
No, we
lying.
won't. We won't. We
Dumb.
swapped our next year's first round pick for their 2025 first round pick. That's what we did. They didn't get a first round pick this year. We took theirs. Now,
You hear this bullshit?
moving on past that, let me tell
Dumb.
you this. Let me tell you what that's called for Quantum for stupid front offices. That's called
Stupid.
foresight. That's
No, it's
called
not.
foresight.
Let me tell you why it's
Now,
dumb front
I'm
office,
people,
looking
okay,
at
now
Red?
let Quantum, hold
2026.
on, Quantum.
I'm looking at a
Listen to
Okay,
you.
Red.
2026 mock draft.
Listen to you.
Atlanta does
Let me
not have a
finish.
first round
Let me
pick.
finish. Let
Thank
me
you, Nick.
finish.
Go
Now,
All
ahead.
right, go ahead.
people said that it
God
was
damn.
stupid to take Michael Penix when
You
we
don't want
needed
nobody else
defense.
to
You know
talk.
what they said, Quantum? They said
What?
that next year's quarterback class wasn't going to be as good as this year's. So even though we're getting a fourth
No,
quarterback in the 2024
but
class,
this
he's better
quarterback
than
class is
any
better.
quarterback in 2025. And if we take him now, we won't be drafting in a position to take, we won't be in the top 10, so we won't be in reach of another quarterback. Guess what turned out to be true? They drafted number 15 this year. Now, let me circle back to a real dumb front office organization that lets their owner make all the decisions for them. And
The guy that
mortgages
owns the
did. No,
team,
no, Riz,
the,
be
the
Got you,
guy that
quiet.
Riz.
owns the
Hold
team,
on.
Riz,
right?
be quiet.
Let him go. Let him
You
go. Let him
mortgage
go.
your entire team to
He
go
right
up and
about
get
this shit.
Bryce Young
He right
in
about this
in
shit.
a
I
I
draft
understand
was
that,
class
man.
next.
that
Hold
really
on. I
in
was
a
Listen, man.
next.
quarterback draft
Yeah, yeah,
class
yeah.
that
Tri-State
really
next.
has in a quarterback
Oh, I
draft
got to
class
retort to
that
this.
really has
Red's
Because
just
I
being
got
long-winded
Okay,
right
guess
now.
what? Guess
That's it.
what? Quantum sees where I'm going. I don't need to
I
finish
do.
making my
Nobody
point.
Hold on,
sees
hold
you
You
on, hold on,
running
front
like
Quantum.
a
Hold
office
on,
Can
is
I
a
Quantum.
retort?
bunch of
brick wall.
dummies.
Hold
Your
on, hold
front
on.
office, there's
Oh,
not
I'm
a
about
dumber
to. I'm
front
about to.
office than the Carolina Panthers.
Hold on, hold on,
First
hold
off,
on, hold on, y'all.
first
Hey,
off,
shout out to
Tepper
James
ain't doing
Allen
shit.
Panther for that super chat. Said, tell them Dark Quantum, bump them dirty birds. Go ahead, Tri-State, then Quantum.
All right. So first off, Atlanta doesn't have a first round pick in the 2026 draft. However,
I got it pulled up
what
right now.
what Jew and Swarm are saying is right. James Pierce Jr. was going to be there at 15 in their eyes, and they were going to take him. Now, Atlanta put themselves in a position where they need to hit on both of them with Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. I think Jalen Walker's nice. I think he's more of a going to be more of a Mike linebacker in the league than edge rusher, but that's all little things. James Pierce Jr., though, the reason why he fell is because of the character issues. And the character issues are true to me. You want me to tell y'all why?
And they
Because
don't
look,
have nothing to
go,
do with on the
go,
field
go
play.
look, go look, go. Yeah, but that's going to affect everything. When he sees Jalen Walker as the leader, you saw how he reacted? Because he knew he was the second guy. He knew he wasn't the main. He's the second guy. Jalen Walker was the first one drafted. That's already bothering him.
Yeah,
Go back
nobody
and
that
look at when he was
drafted by the
drafted. Was he
Falcons is
happy?
happy.
He didn't look too happy. Everyone in
He
his
had the
family was
same
happy for
problem
him
I watched him
because he
with
knew
the
that shit already bothering him.
I wouldn't have been
So,
happy either if I
so
came
I'm
into the
calling it
season the
right
number
now.
Yeah,
one
James
that
Pierce
ain't
Jr.
no.
overall
is going to
draft
be a
pick and I went
bust. He's
Yeah,
26.
I
going to be a
wouldn't
Can I
put
retort? Can
Been
I
bust.
happy
retort?
playing
Can
either.
I
that
retort?
either.
PPP. Can I retort?
Yep,
I
yep.
ain't
Go
gonna
ahead,
bust. You
Quantum.
can't
Can I
tell
please
me to
retort?
bust it. You
Okay,
Go ahead,
can't.
Juan.
Red Swarm. You want to go there, right? You want to call my friend that for stupid?
Hey,
All right,
They
hey,
check this
bring
are.
out.
up the Kirk
They are.
Cousins thing,
They
Quantum.
are.
Okay,
They
let
are.
your front office, the stupidity of the Atlanta Falcons front office goes all the way back to Michael Vick when he
First
got
off, the
hurt,
quarterback
and
class in
your owner.
2026
Shit
is
go way
better.
back.
Oh,
Way
hold up.
better.
And when your owner was transformed into a nurse by pushing Michael Vick around in a wheelchair, looking stupid on television. That was stupid, if you ask me. Number one. Number two.
One, nigga.
Number two. I specifically recall your team signing a crazy contract for Kirk Cousins, only to set him down after they did realize, maybe Michael Pickens is the guy.
Let's go there.
Let's go ahead and put Michael Penix on the field, and let's go ahead and sit our quarterback that we paid all this money to. Number three,
Idiots.
the fact that you guys mentioned there were multiple players that got pranked this offseason. Oh, there was Abdul Carter and all these guys that got pranked. That looks even worse on y'all because y'all are the only ones stupid enough to get caught. So who's stupid now? Oh, by the way, and one last thing with the cherry on the top.
No.
You're so stupid, in fact, you let your head coach go after suffering a debilitating loss in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady, getting slapped around, only to have him go all the way up to Washington and repeat the same success. Now you got to bring in another guy that can't even run his offense. Oh my God. Stupid.
Man.
You want me to keep going?
Quantum.
And not to mention,
You want me to keep going?
and not to mention that same quarterback that you said he ain't afraid of. Yeah, he 2-1 against y'all. I just thought I should bring that
Hey,
up.
Quantum, can I ask you a question? Hey,
No.
Quantum,
Yes,
can I
sir.
ask you a question?
Absolutely, my friend. Go ahead.
When Steve Wilkes was your interim head coach, was he calling the offense?
He was calling the entire team.
He directed Pat Mc. He
Okay,
directed
The interim
McAdoo
Big
to
McAdoo
run the
was.
ball.
Big
Red.
McAdoo
Don't
was.
you
No,
do that.
hold on.
You don't. We know more about our
Riz,
team than you do.
Riz,
So
Riz,
stop it.
that's why I'm asking the questions. That's why I'm asking the questions. And Quantum just said he was calling the whole team. So was Dave Canales calling the whole team last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Head coach, right?
Moving on.
Red.
Wait, I didn't get it.
Yeah, what's your point,
I think you
Red?
did.
What's your point?
I
What's your
think you
point?
did.
I'm trying to say what's your point, bro.
He called historically one of the worst defensive seasons in the entire NFL.
Oh,
We had
wait a
some
minute.
players.
Now hold up.
We
So are we going to talk
players.
about so are we talking about play calling or are we talking about personnel that couldn't make plays?
Yeah, we
Which
had
one are we
all
talking
I'm
players.
about
going
here?
Come
off
on.
of I'm using
Red.
the same language that you just used for the question that I asked you, trying to be smart with
I
your
know
little
you
ass.
are, but what
What
about?
Red.
That's
language?
basically what Red
No.
doing.
My language is pretty succinct. The point
Red.
is,
Why you trying to debate with these cats? Red. This is the
well,
same
he
organization. This is
can't.
the same organization Tepper went out there and got what's your boy from the Philadelphia Eagles that was there for 1 year? Frank Reich. Dude was there for 1 year. Gets
Yep.
fired. Man, get out of here.
And
Y'all
now
talking
he
about
played
y'all
for
are a
one
well-run
team
Yep.
at one
organization.
time.
Hold up.
Shit.
Now he
Hey,
a play for
Hold on.
playing for that
Listen
one
clearly.
Falcons
team.
got 5 draft picks next
at
year.
least our
Falcons
owner
only got
has
5 draft
balls.
picks.
At least our owner has balls. Y'all owner ain't got balls. Y'all owner
No,
ain't got
no, no.
y'all owner don't even
Y'all
have blood
owner,
in his body.
You're right.
Y'all
y'all owner
owner is a
is
Our
vampire.
owner has
listen,
brains.
y'all owner
Brains.
is foolish. No, y'all owner is
Out of here,
foolish.
man.
Y'all
Man,
owner
no,
make
our
the
owner
Man.
is
listen,
retire
listen to me
owner.
clearly.
Hold
Don't
on.
buy
Listen,
no
can I say
Listen
one
dynasty.
to
quick
me
thing?
clearly. Listen to me clearly. Y'all owner makes knee-jerk reactions. Y'all owner and all the little Panther fans
No.
last year
Nope,
after
Dane
the
Morgan
first
running
two
the show now,
games.
dog. Dane
No.
Morgan running the show.
Listen
Oh, like
clearly.
trading the first
Hold
round
on,
pick for
Incorrect.
Dennis Smith
listen
Jr.
clearly. Listen clearly.
Incorrect.
Let me
Incorrect.
get the point. Let me get the point across. After the first two games, before Bryce got benched, every little pop Panther thing I click into, everybody on Twitter, let's get rid of Bryce Young. He sucks. He's not it. And I kept saying, give the guy a chance to develop. I came on PPP show and he can be my witness. I said, I still think Bryce Young got something. But y'all too blind to see it. They don't even want to give a kid a
No,
chance.
I
Now I'll
believe
say
it. I said he
PPP
still
wasn't
got
ready
that
to
in
jump
him.
ship.
Don't make
PPP wasn't
336
ready.
pull up on you. Don't make
PPP
336 pull up on you.
PPP was not ready to jump ship. But majority of
When
the Panthers fans, y'all tell me if I'm
Nah,
lying. Was
Hey,
majority of the Panthers fans
hey.
ready to jump ship? Am I lying?
No.
Y'all let me know. Y'all
No.
Panthers
okay.
fans,
Can
tell me.
can I get someone to
Hold on.
answer
Can I say
this?
one quick thing?
Talking
I want to make
right
something real
now, they did
important.
not jump ship.
This is real important. We're
Gee.
also everyone's underestimating this. First off, everyone's overreacting about Michael Penix. It's only 3 games. Atlanta put themselves in a position now. Have y'all even thought of the fact that what if Michael Penix comes out and doesn't perform well? And you guys stink and get 5, 6, 7
no,
wins, miss the playoffs, and
Hey, you never
they're
thought
you
about
don't
that,
have a
only
Nick.
first
3
round pick.
games,
Now what?
Nick.
And you don't got a first
That's
round
all it
pick.
is.
Now
We
Nick,
what?
put
Nick,
tape on him.
Nick, I agree
Run
with you,
tape
Nick.
on him. We'll
Nick,
see.
you made a great point, Nick. I do believe that. That's why you didn't hear me coming here when I seen that the list y'all had up about power rankings and he's at 25th. I didn't have nothing to say because guess what?
That's about
Michael
right.
Penix, Michael Penix hasn't proven anything.
But
3
but but
games,
you but
he hasn't
you
proven
your
anything.
your homeboy on this panel said that he's going to have 4,200 yards this coming up season. That's what
Based
your
Hey,
homeboy said.
based
and
on the type of yardage that he had in 3 games.
Blue Swarm say 10 games for Bryce means nothing, but 3 games for Michael Penix mean good. The math ain't mathing. The math don't
Yo,
Hey,
math.
It just
can
don't
I
make sense.
emphasize
The
something
math
back
don't be
to
mathing with me.
That's
the point
how they
that
add and subtract in Atlanta.
You never heard me
Tri-State.
say that,
That's
Nick.
how they
You
add
never
and
heard
put
me
in
say
Atlanta,
that,
No,
Nick.
Nick.
when I
who's
bring up
saying
Never.
Bryce,
that
I'm gonna
Bryce
say
Michael
this
Young, you
in
Penix
shit
is
on it.
more
That's
You
that
say what
accurate
happened
than
with
ATL.
Bryce
first,
That's
Young?
that
whatever,
I
ATL
just
whatever.
want to say
arithmetic.
this in
Tri-State.
defense of red. I'm gonna say this in defense of red. I don't like projecting
Nah,
out
you can't defend
4,000.
that shit.
No. I'm gonna come into his defense. Like I told y'all about 10 to 15 minutes ago. What I care about is the wins. I can care less if he throws for 4,000 yards. Because guess what? If we
But
still sitting
Penix
at
only
eight and
got one
nine,
win.
listen here. If we still sitting at 8 and 9, it won't matter. I literally seen Joe Burrow. What he passed for last year? Dang near 5,000 yards. He had 4,000 some yards. Where did that get his team when it
4,900.
was 4,900 yards and the man wasn't even in the playoffs? So don't tell me about stats. I can care less about, oh, he had this many yards back. That don't matter.
Sound like your partner. Sound like the Rams.
Jalen Hurts. Go look up how many passing yards Jalen Hurts had last year. The
That's
dude was
all
the
I've
Super Bowl
been
MVP.
saying, Jew. But your homeboy Red don't
Your
want to
boy,
hear it.
he says stats matter.
Yo, first off, Bryce throwing for 4,000 next year. I'll bet that.
Wrong.
Hold on.
Don't
I'll
get me
bet
wrong.
that
Hold on.
No, don't
on
get me
anyone.
wrong.
Hey,
Don't get me
Jew.
wrong.
Jew.
Stats do matter, but they're not the end all be all. That's the end
Jew.
all be all.
I'm not fixing to sit here and let these busters put words in my
Oh,
mouth
now we
in front of
busting.
you.
Now
You
Red.
ain't finna do
No,
that.
nobody
Red,
put
we
words
You
in
just
ain't
your
finna
said
do
what
mouth
that.
you said.
because you dead
You ain't
ass do
finna do
that.
that.
You
When I
said
say
it,
Bryce
Red.
is 10
Well,
games, you say what happened
I
the first
gave
whatever,
you.
whatever.
Riz asked me what my expectation was for Michael Penix. What the first thing that I said, Riz?
4,200 yards.
No, that was not the first thing that I said. The first thing that I said was to win the NFC South Championship. That's the first thing I
Yeah,
said.
we got him, Riz. We got
Yeah,
him.
we got him.
We got him
Yeah.
now.
Okay. With that, since y'all didn't hear me the first time or the second time, PPP, I won't do it again. And I still see you ain't pulled that PFF screen up that I asked you to.
I thought it was the one that said the Panthers was gonna win the South. I asked you.
Wasn't it that one?
Hey, PPP.
No, that was not it, PPP.
Since we're all
Hold on. Let me go look real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure out what quarterback threw more passes in tight windows than Bryce Young. Because somebody said that Penix was a better quarterback than Bryce Young.
I said it.
And we said more accurate.
I said that Penix is a better quarterback, and what I said
And
is
he's
we're gonna
better
wait. We're
accurate.
gonna no,
Okay.
and this is also what I said. I'm gonna give it all 17 games this upcoming year. If both guys play the full 17 game season, then it won't just be words. That's when them stats that y'all keep talking about, that y'all say Red
Oh,
said, that's when that's gonna come into fruition. Because it ain't. Look, guess what Richie Sherman once said. Men lie, women lie, stats
Numbers
don't lie.
don't. Numbers don't
That's
Stats
lie.
don't lie.
there we go,
Well, I'm
Red.
gonna
Is
give
this
you a
this it right
fun
here,
fact.
Red?
Hey,
That
hey,
Bryce
would be
one
Young
it,
thing.
was the
PPP. That would be
only
it.
Hey,
Okay,
quarterback.
But they
okay,
all
okay,
got
y'all,
their
okay.
y'all need
eyes
to
closed
understand
right
something
now.
about
No,
I
Penix
don't
they
know how
do,
they're
too.
gonna get to
PPP.
that.
Penix run a
I don't know
They
how
all
they're
4.4
gonna
got
get
their
to
40.
that.
He
eyes
could
closed.
run. Penix got speed. He could take off. He run a 4.4 40. People don't know
Okay,
that.
okay.
A lot of
So
people
so
don't even know
so
that.
so Red, we're going. Okay, so Red, what's your thoughts on this? Along with what I just showed you, the other one I showed you was PFF.
Hey, look, I just want to know if he would have told you pour this up if we were second. Would you still say pour this up if y'all was third? That's all I. That's
Nope.
all I want to know.
Of
That's
course
all I want
not.
to know.
And I didn't ask PPP to pull up. I didn't ask PPP to pull up the one that said that PFF feels like y'all had the best draft class in the division. He did that
Red is
on his
honest.
own.
No,
He's
I
honest. I
did
gotta give him that.
not. I
No, you
did not,
didn't. He
Red.
sure
First
did
off,
not. He sure
Rich
did
Eisen
not.
had us as one of the breakout teams. I don't know if y'all fuck with the Rich Eisen show, but Rich Eisen had us as one of his breakout teams in the NFL next year.
Yeah, I think y'all would be better. There's no question. I said that, and
Yeah,
I'm not
better than
afraid to
y'all,
say it.
Red. Go
I'll
ahead and
say it
say it.
again. I expect y'all. Some people may remember what I said. I see y'all going 7-10. Y'all could possibly even go 8-9,
Hell no.
but y'all could go six
We
and
getting 9
eleven.
wins
So
this
I
year.
will put it
We
anywhere
going 9 and
in
8.
there. But
Pull up that schedule, Prime.
well,
I just want.
that's what I give y'all.
Well, dude,
I
I
say
hear
Pull
a
up
10
lot
our
of
7.
people
schedule, Prime.
stipulating, just saying
We got
that
9
Bryce
wins
Young
this year,
can't throw
easy.
deep when he was
Hey,
top
Pencil it
5
in.
in the
wins. But
NFL
right
in deep
now, just
I
passing.
say
hold on,
10
Bryce.
tri-state.
I see
I say
eight. I
10
see eight
I
right
could
tri-state.
now.
see
I'm gonna
10.
give
I
her
could
eight.
see
I'm gonna
10.
give her eight.
Yep.
I'm gonna give her eight right
That's
now.
what it's gonna be. It's gonna be at least
Bro,
10.
listen. We got Jacksonville,
I'm
Jets,
about to pull it up right now.
Patriots. But here because I always break down when I look at a schedule. I don't even need to look. I mean, when the games happen, definitely matters. Which that's happening. Like I think we find out in like a week and a half when the schedule comes out.
Yep, the 15th or the
That's gonna,
14th.
yeah, that's gonna be lit.
That's what
But
I'm waiting. That's what I'm waiting on, man. That's what I'm waiting on.
so I always like to break down the wins that like I could
What
like.
is
Okay,
this? No, this
no,
ain't the
that's the
preseason.
preseason. Oh, that's last
Yeah,
year.
that's last year. Hold on.
But we got Jacksonville, New England, Jets, Cardinals,
Here we go.
and there was one more.
Rams.
Rams is a L. I'm counting that as an L. I'm sorry.
I ain't counting that as no L.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm a fan. I love my team, but I'm a realist. Like Rams, Bills, like Miami at home, we could win.
We on the Bills' neck.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like our chances there, Prime. I like us in a rematch with Dallas this year.
What y'all gonna do with us though?
Who with Atlanta?
We splitting. We
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
splitting like we
The
always
At,
first
at
do.
thing we
least, at
gonna
least,
Nah,
at
we
least he
gonna
keeping
beat
it
the
We
real.
Packers.
At
splitting
least,
like
the
at
we
least
first
Nick
thing
always
we
keeping
do.
it
gonna do
real.
is
We
we gonna
sweeping
pull
the
that do
Saints and we
rag off his
sweeping.
head.
We
That's what
That's
going
gonna be
four and
first.
two. We going 4-2 in the division minimum. We sweeping the Saints. We splitting with Atlanta and Tampa. We going 4-2 in the
nah. We ain't
division.
splitting with Atlanta.
And then you got
Talk to him,
Dallas.
Tri-State.
Scroll that down, Prime. I
Who
like I
said we
like
ain't
Dallas.
splitting
I
with
like
Atlanta? Who said
Jacksonville. I
that?
like New England. I like the Jets. I
Your
even like the
boy, Bama
Niners.
boy
That
slash
Bama boy.
driver.
Hey, Bama boy, let me ask you a question. Let
What's
me ask
that?
you a
Talk
question.
to me.
See, I just want to
Look at
see
Talk
if
those
you
to
know
me.
away
the
games,
answer
bro.
to it.
Prime, you
I want to see
can't
if
tell
you
me.
know the
Look at
answer
those
to
away
it.
games, and you'll see a lot of winnable games,
When was
bro.
the last time y'all swept Atlanta in the season?
Maybe 2015.
Maybe you wrong.
Nah,
Let
we
me
went
say
1-1
this:
that season.
I
the
said
last time,
maybe. I ain't say you heard what I
and I
They
said
said.
slipped
maybe you
2015.
But I know
wrong.
They
you
were
can
the only
hear.
team to beat
At
us
Packers, I
Yeah,
don't
2015.
like our
They were
chances.
the
At
only team that
Packers,
beat us
yeah, I said maybe
2015.
you wrong. I heard what you said. But I will tell you this: the last
Jaguars
time
beat us
one of the
2015.
two teams between us swept the other, we swept y'all.
Oh, okay.
I already knew that, nigga. I don't give a fuck about that though.
At
No, you don't,
Patriots,
PBL.
at
You don't give a fuck
Jags,
about nothing.
at
You don't give a fuck
Saints,
about
at Jets. I
PBL. You don't
like
give a fuck
those
about nothing,
four.
PBL. You don't give a fuck about nothing.
I don't give a fuck about shit, nigga. I just want to see it on the field, nigga.
Hey, can y'all hear
Yeah,
me?
we got you,
Can y'all hear
Will.
me now?
Bust your ass up. Bust your
Go
ass
ahead.
up. Put a nigga up,
PBL
nigga, till you
funny.
get ready,
I
nigga.
be checking
Hey,
out
I
PBL.
hope I don't. Hey,
Don't bust that ass on
hey,
the
I hope
field,
I
nigga.
don't
You
cut
get
out,
ready.
but I wanted to address something if I can.
Go ahead.
I want to address something if I can. Hey, I like that we got more than one, Falcon guy in the room. I think it makes for an
Yeah,
interesting
shout out to
conversation. So,
Jew, man. If y'all haven't followed
yeah,
Jew Talk Sports, man, on YouTube, go
yeah,
pull him up,
yeah,
man. Go follow him, man. Good
yeah.
content over there.
But I but
I'm
but
gonna
but
give
I
him
got but
that.
I got to circle.
God,
It was kind of
God damn.
I couldn't, I'm not gonna let it slide. Right? So I live out in Augusta, Georgia, so I'm surrounded by the Falcon fan base, right? A lot of them, right? And my brother said the Falcon fans don't get on moral victories. That's a goddamn lie.
By and
Yeah,
large,
hey,
they
look,
What he
don't.
was
look.
trying to what he was trying to say,
By and large,
what
they
he was
don't.
trying to
By
say,
and large, they don't.
hey, hold on now. Hold on now. What he was
Will,
trying
go
to
over to North
say
Augusta,
is
man.
that
Go to
because
North
he's in
Augusta.
the Discord with us, we less, and he's trying to say that we have more victories. But then when you go into a Falcons Discord,
God dang.
Damn, you breaking up,
Hey,
boy.
go
I
over
want to hear
North.
that shit.
Hey, go over to North Augusta side, man, where the line is clear. You back in
Hey,
Carolina.
look.
What
Hey,
did he
look.
say?
Hey, look. I'm over here.
I
I'm
go
over
to
here in Macon,
I go
Georgia, man.
to
I
every
know about the
last.
Falcon fan, cuz. We know all about the Falcon
Hey,
fans
Will.
over here in
Hey,
Macon,
hold on.
Georgia,
Hey,
nigga.
hold on.
Hold on.
Hey, Will, you breaking up, Will? That's why we saying that. You breaking up.
You breaking up,
And,
my
and
boy.
PPP. I'm not saying that there's no truth to what Will is saying, but what I will say this: when it comes to the two
That's a
Falcons
damn
fans who
lie.
are on here,
That's a damn lie.
Will. I just said, I'm not saying there's no truth to what you're saying. I just said I'm not saying there's no truth to what you're saying. But what I will say is when it comes to me and Jew Talk Sports, we don't subscribe to moral victories. PPP.
Yeah.
When we played a close game against the Kansas City Chiefs, and there was a call that did not go against Kyle Pitts, what did I say when I came up on the panel?
I'm trying to remember that game.
I said we lost. I said they beat us and we lost. That's
Okay.
what I said. I
Okay.
didn't come in here. And I guarantee you, none of y'all can find no occasion in which I came in here talking about, oh man, but we played Kansas City close. Oh yeah, man. We played whoever close. I didn't do that last season. But I heard plenty of games where, oh man, we almost beat the Eagles. Well, I didn't have to do it because we actually did beat the Super Bowl champion Eagles. I didn't come in here and say we almost beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I didn't come in here and say we almost beat Kansas City. That's what Jew is talking about, Will.
Thank you for clearing that
Well,
up,
well,
Red.
well, well.
Clean that
According
up,
to
Red,
y'all and
because
your shitty team, and what we trying to say is we took those teams to the limit too. But
I'm
yo,
a,
I'm gonna break
We
some
saying
news
that
for us Panther
because
fans. I'm breaking some news for us Panther fans. We playing Jacksonville overseas. That's the overseas game we gonna have.
okay, let's do that shit, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, so prepare for
Overseas,
that. We either
overseas
playing
in
them in
Munich.
London or Germany or some shit.
Let's do it. We tear their ass up.
Okay.
hey man,
That's
PPP,
gonna
I'm
be the
finna get up out of here,
international
bro.
game.
Hey,
I'm finna
Jew,
get.
real
Hey,
real quick
Thank
before
you,
you
go ahead.
go,
OTF
man.
Mike. Thank you,
Let me go
OTF
ahead and
Mike.
highlight. Before you go, man. Let the people know where they can find you at, Jew.
Hey man, everything at Jew Talk Sports. So Jew Talk Sports on YouTube, X, if you want to call us Twitter still, at Jew Talk Sports. Man, y'all pull up on me. And look, man, I don't like
Hey, Drew, tell where you
frustration.
from, bro? Drew, where you from? You from Atlanta or something, boy? Where you at?
No, I'm actually from Chicago, Illinois, but my
Okay.
dad was military,
Okay.
so I grew up in Virginia, but now I'm in Central Florida. So I'm not too far from Georgia. So I pull up at some of the
Cause
games and stuff
look,
like
I'm
that.
in Georgia, nigga. I'm in Georgia. I mean, I'm right by Atlanta, cuz. I'm trying to tell you. I know
Oh,
about them Falcon fans. I know
yeah,
about them
man.
motherfucking Falcon fans, nigga. I know
Yeah, man.
about y'all.
So I appreciate Red Swarm clearing that up because maybe I,
Yes, sir,
I I
Jew.
misspoke. I misspoke by saying Falcons fan. Let me make it clear. Me and Red Swarm, since we the only ones representing the Falcons,
Yeah.
we don't do
Yeah.
moral victories. If you go
Thank
to my
I
you.
feel
channel,
you.
you don't hear these. Go to my channel and pull up any of my videos. You're not gonna hear we almost the refs.
Yeah,
You're not gonna hear
yeah.
none of that coming out of my mouth. I'm very cut and dry and very straight to the point, a straight
I'm the
shooter. You
same
either
way. I'm
won
the
or
same way.
you lost. My thing is, you should have never let it even be that close. When that
Hey,
game,
I
when that
Jew.
call
mean,
came down
he
to
is
that,
up
it should
there
never came
pumping
down
up
to that.
the
Hey,
3
Jew.
games
That's a
that
Hey,
fact.
takes
Jew.
place.
I appreciate you, but Jew, you see this last comment right here from Kevin Hubbard?
I see him talking junk, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I love the trolling, and I do it all the time in PPP chat. I be trolling all the time.
Yes, sir.
Look,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I can't wait till they get out on that gridiron and we can settle it right there. See,
Yes,
we do all
sir.
this talking and what if, and see, I don't like doing all that what if because it's too many hypotheticals. I like to just see it play out. I love the
Yeah.
show and I love doing it, but y'all gonna hear me. I'm cut and dry. I don't like to hear all that. Well, what if and maybe because we don't know until they go out there and put it out there on the field. Then we can start talking trash. The only one who should be talking is the Bucks because the Bucks have been kicking everybody's tail. They the 3-time defending champ. So they can stick their chest out. They can say, well, we're going to project to win it again. To me, the Falcons, they've been projecting us to win it the last 2 to 3 years. But
And
guess
we
what?
ain't got it done yet.
That's right. The hypotheticals don't matter. The roster don't matter. If you don't put it out there on the field, when you strap it up, that's all that matters. At the end of the day, that's all I got to say. But I appreciate everybody on the panel. I want to show love to PPP because every time I pull up, he always drop the link. He's a real one. But everybody
Yeah,
on
he
this
is.
platform, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I never try to take like shots at anybody. So if y'all felt like I took any type of shots, nah, man, I keep it real. But this
All good,
barbershop
bro.
talk, I love the barbershop talk.
Oh yeah, I
PPP, I
love this
love
shit,
this
bro.
kind of
I
talk.
love this shit. I love this shit, baby. Hey,
Facts,
Appreciate
man.
you,
Appreciate you,
Jew.
Jew.
Appreciate you,
Yeah,
Appreciate you,
Jew.
man.
Jew.
Me
No
and
doubt,
you have
man.
to get up, Jew, and go to
Yes,
an
yes, sir.
Atlanta Falcons game
appreciate
in
you, my
Atlanta
nigga.
and in Charlotte, bro. We got to go to one, man.
I'm gonna pull up on your channel more often too, just to talk some trash with Red, because I see y'all
Oh
trying to
yeah.
jump my boy Red, so I'm gonna have to jump in
Oh
here and
yeah.
get his back.
Oh yeah. We on his ass. We on his
Yes,
ass.
sir.
We on his ass, boy.
Red, all right,
Hey,
y'all.
hey, Red, and it's
Yeah,
back to
bro.
what I was telling you when I said that we'll beat you guys twice this
Yeah,
year. The
yeah.
reason I say that is because if you take you factor in the last 5 to 6 years of the NFC South, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we was leading in the titles as the most since the Saints, and then the Tampa Bay had took over since like I say, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But I promise you, we'll be back on top at the end of this year.
I
We'll be
feel you,
back.
bro. I feel
And
you. I feel you. And I share
um
your optimism for my team as well. I feel you.
I
Yep.
mean, y'all only have five titles in the division, and I mean, y'all's like the last team in the division with the most titles.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I
actually, you
feel
have
you.
four.
I feel
So
you. Yep.
yeah.
Well,
I used to be a big sinner and a drinker and a smoker, but I don't do that no more. So, hey,
Hey, there you go.
take that for what you will about the past and history. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I
all
mean,
good.
But you like to bring up Bryce rookie year, but four yet you want to division keep the titles in past in the past. 30 to 40 years isn't good.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, hey, fellas, I
I heard you,
appreciate
Riz.
y'all, man. I really do. We're gonna get up out of here, man, and we'll be back tomorrow to talk some more Panthers football,
Yes, sir.
man, and air out this NFC South stuff, man. Leo said sad day, God
Hey,
day.
I'm gonna lay out why we need to cut Jadavion Clowney tomorrow.
Oh,
Hey,
that
Oh
PPP,
shit.
can I say something to the
I'll
fellas,
wait till
man?
tomorrow for
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know,
Go ahead.
I don't feel like I need to say this every time I pull up on the chat, but
Yeah.
sometimes, depending upon who I get a chance to spar with, I really do want to say this. Much like what Jew said, yeah, I might
Mhm.
take shots and say stuff here and there, man, but I really do hope, and I mean this from the bottom of my 58-year-old heart, I do hope sincerely all you gentlemen know that I respect y'all as real men. I
Absolutely.
do.
yes, sir.
I appreciate
It's
the
all love,
sparring that
bro.
we do. And it's like Jew, he used a perfect term, going into a barbershop and then talking this noise to each other. Cause I
Hmm.
don't, I know people on Bucks podcast. I know people on Saints podcast, man. And even when they drop the link, I don't have the desire to go in there and kick it with them like I do y'all, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, y'all are
Yeah.
sharp, y'all are knowledgeable football fans, y'all are quick with it.
And I like to just go back and forth with y'all. Riz is one of my favorite. Now, I know that Riz
You know
knows
it's
this.
all
And
love, Red.
that's what I'm saying. I ain't
All
calling
love.
nobody out, but I know Riz knows this because Riz get to calling me a light skinned something other than talking about my cousin the bird
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, you high yellow.
But man, I mean Riz, Quantum, Nick,
Yes, sir.
Tri-State, EVL,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, Bama boy, man. Listen, man, I enjoy kicking it with y'all brothers, man.
Same, my
And
boy. Same.
yeah,
Same.
man,
Feel it's
y'all
mutual,
help me to
Red.
have a good day, PPP. Thank you,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Thank y'all,
Man, I
Red,
man.
hey, Red, we
appreciate
Hey,
appreciate
look.
you,
Hey,
brother.
look, Red.
Always, Red.
Much
Hey,
love,
Red,
Red.
we have much
Hey, Ray, I
respect
ain't know
for
you
you,
that
brother.
old, my
Much
nigga. I ain't know
respect.
you were that old, cuz. I ain't know you
Yes,
that old, boy.
sir.
God
Yes,
damn,
sir.
you
I
old
gotta
ass
keep it
nigga, boy.
young, though. I gotta keep it young, EVL. You
I just
feel
fuck
me?
around with you.
Nah,
I
you
just fuck
good,
around
bro,
with you,
Yeah,
dog.
cuz.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Red,
yeah.
hey, Red 41. Don't let him lie to y'all.
That
Red
nigga
41
said he
years old.
58. I would say, damn, he
No,
might well
Red
just
is
leave
no
it.
58. Don't
Hey,
believe
you need to
that.
hang
Red
your
ain't
cleats up,
58.
cuz. You need to hang your cleats up, cuz. You old as a motherfucker, boy.
I
God
know that's
damn.
Red,
right. I know
Red
that's
is
right,
not 58.
EVL.
Red is 41. Don't
But
lie.
but
Don't let him lie to y'all.
Sometimes I
EVL, that
gotta
ain't what
catch
my
Yeah,
myself what's
41
wrong.
year
I'm
old
like,
yeah.
this
wife
man
say
could be
though,
my
EVL.
father.
That
I
ain't what my
see.
Ooh.
41
Okay.
year old wife say, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, well, real quick, man, I just want to say, man, thank you all for coming on the panel, man. This was absolutely amazing, man. Great show. We talked about everything up under the sun, man. But I appreciate all y'all. To the chat, man, if you haven't done so, hit the like button on the way out. Also, be sure, man, to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to Panthers Prime Podcast. Become a member. We are going to be here when they do drop the schedule because we got away games that we're going to be going to. All right, I'm going to the Arizona Cardinals, Packers game, 49ers game, Patriots game, and Jets game. I settled in on those 5 away games that I'm going to be going to, and of course I'll be at the majority of the home games as well, man. So I'm excited about the season, man. It's going to be good. I appreciate y'all, man, but y'all know what time it is. It's your boy
Oh, yeah.
PPP, Panthers Prime Podcast. Let's go.
All right, Jeff.